Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are back after the break, and right now, Northeast Cup is back in full swing action again. And, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all to the one and only casters for tonight's match. It will be Peachy and Asuya. Peachy and Asuya, how are you doing?
Hello, Fredo. We are doing very well, and I'm excited to be back because that was a pretty long break, in my opinion. And Asuya, how are you feeling today?
Well, I'm pretty delighted to be here because it is my first time casting for this great tournament. And yeah, kind of bit nervous maybe, but overall, I am really happy because I have two of the best casters with me.
Yeah, thank you for that. Actually, we are the best. Just kidding, but no, we will be, taking this match forward today. The match will be between Team Brothers Still Dead and Team Euthanasia, both hailing from the same, same state, Manipur. But in the first two matches, which were actually going to happen tonight, there was a certain issue because of which Team Prime Eternity had to forfeit, and that's why New In Market will be the one winning the match one. And in the second match, Team Sacred Divine will be taking home the the win, and Against the Gods will be the one who will be forfeiting. And yeah, for the first match, both of them hailing from the team Manipur. So, what are your thoughts about this? Because Peachy, I feel like Manipur is actually a powerhouse of ML in India.
I do believe so. Yes, you're right about that, Fredo. We have been constantly seeing a lot of teams and a lot of players hailing from Manipur. So I do believe that is the powerhouse. And yet again, we are also into the match where the state Manipur will be battling it out against their own state members for that one position. Because as we all know, this is the Northeast Cup, and every single state have one position, one slot up into the finals. So there's going to be 10 slots. There's going to be seven states from the Northeast and two slots safe for the other states. That means that for the rest of India. Now, Fredo.
Yeah, well, you're right about that. We need to see which teams will be coming from each of the, regions. And because of that, I feel like, we need to watch out for this match as well because Manipur has actually a lot of teams which have, started already, which are, participating in this tournament. And that is why right now, Asuya, what are your thoughts about the match which is going to take place right now?
Well, if you ask me, Fredo, it will be a great match, just like both of you mentioned. And yes, just like you said, that Manipur has pretty good teams, pretty good players. Like a year ago, ML was kind of not there for India, but suddenly, oh, honestly, we wouldn't have imagined that we would be sitting here casting for such great players, discovering those diamonds in the trough. So yeah, a pretty bright future from all the states, and this is just the beginning, Fredo.
Yeah, and with that, I would not like to keep you guys waiting any further. Let's dive right into it. And Peachy and Asuya now, I'll leave the stage to you guys.
Thank you, Fredo. That was wonderful. And yes, you guys are tuned in at a match between Team Euthanasia taking over Brother Still Death. Who is going to be the winner? We will be knowing it shortly since we are already into the draft. Now, Asiya, look at that. The drafts are already begun.
Well, and I do believe, Vici, that we will be seeing those standard bans, but at the same time, look at that. Mensatar being banned in the first phase of the game, I think they will be trying to go in for some dive in comp, maybe like a Fanny or maybe like an Alice, because if Mensatar is on the team, he can disrupt the dive in. So, a pretty new first ban for me because so many picks are yet to be banned, just like Ling and all.
You know, that is quite understandable why the Mencita are into the first band. That is not a kind of the hero that we see getting banned, but that means that Brothers Till Death, who are on the blue side, they have quite a lot of options. They could pick up those Harith, they could pick up this Fanny. Oh, wait a minute, look at that, the Fanny being banned, the Fanny being taken off, the Phobius being taken off as well. They're just choking down those junglers as well as the EXP laner. That is quite good, given both the teams know that how the team performing into this match.
Well, yes, and just look at that. With that, Alexana ban has also been taken up. So, well, that kind of confines my theory that they will be looking for some diamond comps because Vexana does have a lot of crowd control, and at the same time, the way she can rotate because she has that fast clear up. So, yeah, and just look at that with the same. I was gonna mention that with the introduction of Suyu into the meta, the entire things have changed up because he is quite a good hero right there, but they will be looking to ban Suyu. They do not, maybe because he's just a new hero, they are not sure how to counter him right now. So yeah, a pretty good ban. But at the same time, if we look for the first, pick, so many picks could be open right now, and the first pick decides that we can just realize that how the team, what kind of comp they are cooking. And what do you think, PG?
Okay. Oh, look at that. Brothers Till Death have prioritized the mage, right before even I can predict. They just dive right in. What a fast draft coming in. I was not expecting this, Asuya, but look at that. Aurora getting picked from the Brothers Till Death. This looking very promising. That means there is kind of, as you mentioned, crowd control is definitely there into their hands. But on the other hand, look at that. Prince picking up Alice onto himself as the jungler. As we all know that the Alice was buffed into the recent patches, and she has been the new addition to the meta. That is pretty powerful pick. She has been played in the gold lane as well. She's being played into the mid lane as well. Now she's entered the jungle. Look at that. With that, they picked up all the meta heroes and one of the forgotten meta heroes as well, the Yuzhong Asuya.
Yes, both of the teams have those power picks right now, but at the same time, PG, if you will notice that Alice, along with that Yuzong, they are quite, heavily ultimate dependent, and this is what I was gonna say, just because they have that Alice who is kind of weak till she gets some of her equipment, so she is usually paired up with an Angela, and just look at that, PTD, they have realized this thing, and they will be looking to ban out that Angela because Angela, along with that Alice could lead to a disaster, but at the same time, they do have a pretty tanky comp, so they will be looking to ban the carry. A pretty good drafting coming from both the sides, but just look at that PG. They do picked up a Carmela along with an Aurora. The amount of CC here is insane, so I think things will be looking quite bad for the two diving heroes, especially that, Alice, if she, in the late game tries to go behind, take down that Aurora because she will definitely making some waves
Let's
out
make
there.
the whole world green and
That
lovely.
that is right, Asuya. I was just seeing the composition coming in. There's the Aurora, there's the
Garages
Carmilla. They could
Minecraft,
do the
Diggy is my name.
Cursed Blood and the Frigid Glacier combination as well. This could synergize well with the Alpha. But now, as the Angela is closed off, the brothers till that they know what Team Euthanasia are playing. They actually picked off all the right heroes, as you mentioned, into the band section. Rightfully so. We are looking at a lot of good heroes getting banned as well. So with that, they pick up a Diggy. Now, Diggy onto the room, that means that they have a free purify to themselves whenever they are caught into the curse of blood or maybe into the frigid glacier. But again, we all know that Diggy is a support role, and he's kind of squishy. Now, when he gets caught between those heroes, we have the Alpha, we have the Carmilla as well zoning it. That's quite a
Come on,
problem, don't you think
Dexter.
so,
It's our
Sophia?
showtime.
Well, yes, absolutely. And at the same time, I think PG Harriet is still open, so her Harriet or a Lunox could be a good pick. But just look at that,
Use the
they are going in
stars
for
and
a
seek
Luoi.
your
You
path.
know, PG, I am so impressed with that last pick because they really need to dive behind, circle around, take off those squishies, and meanwhile, the three of the heroes right there, the Alice, Yuzong, as well as that Ruby, they can soak up that damage, disrupt, and bait out the ultimates while Je- Jezit on that Lori can just teleport behind and target those people who are actually needed to be targeted. A kind of a sandwich comp from the side of the red team. I am really, really, excited to see this match. That how BTD will be able to handle this pressure because they do have an alpha, and they have that early game advantage with them. At the same time, they do have that Claude which will scale off pretty well towards the late game. So, what do you think, PG? Which draft is kind of a liking for you?
I'm definitely leaning towards Team Euthanasia right now. But before we dive into the match, viewers, gamers, I have to remind you that do download the Mobile Legends 5 Wi-Fi. It is available in the Play Store. And with that, ladies and
5 seconds
gentlemen,
till the
we are
enemy
into the land
reaches
of
the
Dawn, and you
battlefield.
guys are
Smash
witnessing
them!
the first match into the Northeast Cup. This is going to be Brother Still Dead versus Team ET Euthanasia. On the other hand, look at that. The as you mentioned, that team, both the teams do have that early game. So I do believe they might be making a fast rotation towards their respective lanes as soon as possible.
Well, yes, absolutely. And since both the teams are starting from the EXP lane, they might be looking to go for the gank in the top lane. And Alice knows that too because Claude could be a penalty if he's allowed to farm. And just look at that. Kasuba and that Katoch trying to duke it out in the bot lane. But I do believe that. Oh, just look
Okay,
at
look
that,
at that.
PG.
Oh, the yin and yang combo. That's too much for the Gatot Kacha. He survives. He's at such a sliver of HP. What a great save. What a escape coming in. They are still trying to chase him back, but he's too far behind.
Well, yes, absolutely. And now just look at that. The Gyuseong will be soaking up that gold from the tower. And I was kind of very surprised they go on to shut down that, trying to deny that goal to the Katot Kacha. Maybe they are looking to shut down, to delay his ultimate while the turtle spawns in the bot lane, PG.
Oh, that is true, but the turtle, I do definitely think that the Alice had the upper hand because she just stole the creep from okay, another yin and yang coming back to my point. The Alice just stole a creep from the Alpha, so that means that retribution level is 1 level higher. Now, Alpha is going to be level 4 very late. Look at them. He's just farming up the remaining creeps that he has for on his side. Both the teams are swarming up again.
Yes, absolutely. And, I think they will be waiting it out. Just look at that because some of the people are yet to be level 3. Just look at that Diggy. Carmilla is also level 3, and Kasumba on that Yuzong will be initiating or maybe trying to disorient the entire team fight. And yes, Peachy.
Oh, okay. Looks like Murphy picks up the turtle. There is this team fight going on. The yin and yang combo doing so much damage. The frigid nature also being picked. Looks like there is some pick off going on. One member down from the side of Team Brother still dead, and four members down. This trade was definitely won by Team Brother still there. What a team fight coming in. Asuya, please break down the team fight because there was so much going on.
Yes, and that dive in from the Katot Kacha was too indeed because Yuzong did disorient the entire team. He made sure that no one can come around, helped to take that turtle down, and as a result, he got singled off and was picked off pretty easily. And one more thing, PG, I do believe, the ET needs to shut down on that Claude because he's the only soul damage dealer,
Oh,
but
okay, look at that. The I'm offended coming into the play, but the Purify will be used up from Claude this time. There's not much going on, but Claude definitely needs to play it safer because once he's caught, once the shutdown is there, he becomes a liability to the team. And with that, Alice is up there again. Looks like the time journey will be used up along with that. The Blazing Duet coming into the play, trying to clear up all the minions, but he's low right now. But another team fight coming in. The Blood Ode will be doing it so much damage, and A will be picked off right here. But another pick off might be coming in. Alpha going in with the spear of Alpha, but it's just not enough. Diggy pickoff is there. The Frigid Glacier coming into the play. A double kill into the hands of Aurora, and there we go. The team fight is just disengaged.
Yes, absolutely. What a beautiful team
Oh,
fight right
okay.
there.
No way. No way, Diggy. What did he just do? That diversion play was just not it. Louis just backed off the last minute.
Oh
No
my
way.
god. Poor Diggy. But yeah, like I was gonna say, that Claude needs to farm up and the whole team needs to protect that Claude because he is the sole hope. Because they do have that Louis, and when she gets to a higher level, the diversion plays from the Louis, the rotations will be quite unpredictable. So at the same time, that Claude needs to be protected, and I think there will be a fight for the turtle PT.
Yes, another turtle taken out into the hands of Murphy. Going in with the Spear of Alpha. Looks like the Frigid Glacier will be connecting on two people. That is just not enough. Gatotkacha going in a double kill again, secured by him. He tries to go in for more, but Wagon will be shut down into the hands of Yu Zhong. Yu Zhong going in strong, but another diversion play coming in. But this time it's Louis in trouble. She tries to get the yin and yang combo onto them, but Kamila has to flicker out from that position. She's very low. She's trying to go back, and the Yuzhong still into the play. Gatot Kacha quite and out. Trouble goes back to its turret. Okay, but wait a minute. Looks like the Alpha will be coming into the play. Alpha with the spear of Alpha, and the Diggy pickoff is there.
Oh well, yes, quite a beautiful team fight right there, and it's been 5 minutes. We ET are kind of in a slight losing end. At the same time, I'm really loving how that Yuzong is doing his job. Both the EXP laners are doing quite the well thing. They are trying to soak up those damage, bait out all those ultimate which is required in the team fights. And at the same time, Claude is farming up well, doing pretty well. And I think this will see Ruby in a bad position because of divergent play. Louis with the support.
Wait a minute. Alpha is in very bad position. The yin and yang combo and the diggy skill will be helping him to go back to the countdown. And on the other hand, the Frigid Glacier coming into the play looks like it will be the Aurora going down. Two-member already down. Well, look at that. This stun the CC onto the Claude, and Reaper will be taken down. The first ever death of Claude coming in.
Well, yes, and yes, they will be looking to take down that top tower. Just look at that macro play coming from the side of ET. Even though they are losing out on the goal, they're still not far behind. A few pick-ups, they can just catch up to them. Just look at that, just one tower and some kills, and they're almost on the equal 19k goal from both the sides. And at the same time, the next turtle has spawned, but I do see a diversion play incoming, which will be dodged away. Maybe she was just trying to provide some vision. And yes, as I said, they do have a diggy, so not much of a vision right there, but at the same time they do have pretty good combination, pretty good comp. And one more thing, they have a pretty heavily art dependent composition. So I truly believe that Alpha and Carmela and maybe the Gatot need to bait them out first, bait out, look for that one, everything to be over before they can dive in.
Oh, definitely, also, yeah. From the side of Team ET, they are kind of close positioned hero. A melee hero, a sort of. The Ruby, the Yuzhong, even the Alice. Alice has to come in with the Blood Ode, trying to provide a lot of damage with her ultimate. That's the play that they are looking for. And this is just covered by Team BTD. Look at that, they are already swarming up into the bot lane. A skirmish might happen before that. Both the teams, they are just looking for blood for each other. They are so aggressive.
Yes, but at the same time, I was thinking that having that Louis onto the team, but Claude is in a bad position. Peachy, I think he will be taken down, but no.
No way, Alice in kind of trouble. She is there. She's providing a lot of damage with the blood. It looks like the Winter Crown will be baited out. Will he be getting that kill? Looks like Alpha would be the one getting that kill into the hands. The team fight is still there. Frigid Glacier does his damage onto the Diggy. Two-man pick off already there. And the shutdown secured. Alpha goes in again with the spear of Alpha. But will it be enough? I really don't believe so. Ruby is very low right now. But there was something happened into the bot lane as well. The 1v1 being lost out by Yuzhong.
Well, Pichi, I think they need to position themselves a bit well because Ricky is using his Purify quite early into the game when Carmela's Curse of
Okay.
Blood is deployed.
Okay, look at that. The another diversion play coming into the play. There is this frigid glacier being missed, but it's just not enough right now. The disengage is already there, but talking about the micros and macros, both the teams are just picking it up. There is something less from one team. There is something more from one team. Look at that Claw trying to be a menace. Another diversion play coming in. Looks like the Pride of Ice will be baited. She is low, and a killing spree picked up by the Ruby.
Well, exactly. This is what they have to do. They need to take down that Aurora. Just like I mentioned before, she is the bone of contention in all those team fights. Even if
Mhm.
Diggy is able to purify that curse of blood from Carmilla, that's what literally that Aurora is waiting up. And when the purifier has been used completely, she's using a frigid glacier to lock down each one of them. And at the same time, they do not have that burst potential. They have only those sustain. So yeah, they need to be careful. Choose their the people who are they going to target their priorities with a bit of a wise decision.
That is much more needed into this team fight right now. They do have a lot of team fight potential from the side of BTD, but they are just not making use of it. They are losing out on the macros, but the micros is still there. Looks like that the uncontested Lord from the side of Team Euthanasia, they will be taking away that early Lord. That this means they will be opening up the map a lot for themselves. Look at that Ruby into the bot lane. The team fight is on. Aurora going in with the Frigid Glacier. Looks like it will be hitting none, and do we still sustaining so much damage coming in? This is Gatot Kacha trying to do damage. Yujon jumping in will just not enough. This is what I was talking about. Murphy picking up the Diggy. He just picked it off and he's just going back. That is where Diggy has to play it very safe right now.
Oh my god, and at the same time, that beautiful gameplay coming from Aurora. There will be Louis
Oh,
also been taken down. Peachy, I was really expecting that since they took up that Louis, they will be trying to lock on to that Lord, and their rotations might be pretty unpredictable. But just look at them, they are just getting singled out, and that's a weakness for the team composition because they do not have a burst to take down the
mhm.
people, their enemies, and at the same time they're getting melted down due to that goal lead. They are not able to sustain either. So I do not understand what they need to do something about it right now. It will not be easy, but still at least don't get picked off like that.
Definitely look at that Frigid Glacier being popped out on. Looks like it will be that. It's into trouble. Goes into the hands of Murphy. There is the shutdown by the yin and yang combo coming in from Luo Yi. And another man down. Gatot Kacha picking up the Diggy. Diggy picking, the Gatot Kacha being picked up by the Ruby as well. The I am offended connected very well into the turret. Now look at that. A lot of turrets being pulled off. The Claw was always into the push. He was just there into the top lane, Bob, even to the mid lane as well. He was just popping turrets from bot to top. This is quite a good gameplay coming from him. You're a marksman. You're supposed to push the turrets. You're supposed to be there into the team fight as well. Right now, looking at the goal lead as well, this is definitely favoring Team BTD.
Oh yes, absolutely. Owing to that Lord, just look at his KD of 112. He hasn't been participating much because he knows he needs to farm up. And now that his Trinity is built up along with that gold, rose gold, I think he will be able
Mhm.
to take part in those team fights, and I think he will be looking to take down that Lui because she is quite far behind. And at the same time, I think BTD needs to look for that ultimate, bait out that ultimate from that D because I did see towards the last team fight, three of the ultimate CCs getting purified.
Oh, definitely. That Biggie time journey is just one hell of a good uh, skill that it is helping them to get away from the team fight. But look at that. Maybe a diversion play coming in. Four of them already swarming up. There is this Carmilla trying to get a curse of blood, but she will be unsuccessful for now. She's just waiting it out. On the other hand, Diggy, you're in a bad position. The yin and yang combo coming in. Louis also from popping skills from a very back end. There is this hailstorm as well, but not much. But that Claude was all in. Claude being picked off, Gatot Kacha going down next. He's still surviving. He's still sustaining all those damage coming in with the help of his passive. But that is just not enough. Looks like JJ will be picking up the Gatot Kacha kill right there. Two member already down from BTE. What will they be doing to answer back Team ET right now? Because the Lord is up.
Well, I think it will be pretty an easy Lord. Just look at that Ruby trying to move that Alpha away, trying to make them retreat, but they just left a Lord like that. I think they did have a pretty good chance, but at the same time, one thing, PG, whenever ET is the first one starting the team fights, they are kind of in a losing end because they are getting baited up pretty early. At the same time, I think if they want to win, they need BTD to start initiate the team fights because that's where the weakness of BTD is. They are actually, it's a game of ultimates at this point. The one who uses up everything first is the one who's getting the upper hand.
I do agree with you. Look at that. Carmela trying to go in. Looks like the curse of blood will be popping out. Two men connected. The time journey coming into the help as well. The connection will be broken, but this time a killing spree being taken off into the hands of Louis. There's a lot of pickup going on. On the other hand, double kill picked up and a shutdown as well into the hands of Gatot Kacha. What is happening? There's a lot happening. The frigid glacier connecting onto the Yuzhong. Not enough right now. The Lord is still open. The Lord is yet for the grab, and looks like it is cute prince picking up the lord. What a game coming in. It's just few minutes ago we just saw the items as well, Asuya. Four of the members from the side of Team ET have picked up a dominant size. They are very well into the micro gameplay, but they are missing out onto the team fights. And as you mentioned, whenever there's ET picking up a fight, they are onto the losing end. Yes, even I saw that, and they are just not playing the weight game.
Yes, absolutely, PG. And at the same time, that Yuzong, I'm really loving. Are you seeing how he's manipulating the entire team fight? Aurora is needed for that, CC because she has that frigid glacier. She can provide that window of opportunity to deal some damage. So he's just locking onto her, and he's completely trying that, making sure that she does not get involved with the team fight. And as a result, then he has the entire trust. He has this trust on his teammates that they will take care of the rest. And yes, they did. Just look at that. Lord is marching from the top lane right now.
Oh yes, the Lord is already in. Looks like the early Black Dragon form will be popped. That was quite a waste, I have to say. On the other hand, they managed to save the inhibitors as well. Quite a strong gameplay coming in from Team VTD right now, because those inhibitors are truly important if they really want a position. On the other hand, look at that. Alpha trying to clear it out in a very safe position. On the other hand, Yuzong also trying to making sure. Oh, what a damage coming in from Aurora. That Fligid Glacier and the hailstorm was enough to take him down. Damn. On the other hand, look, pickoff will be there. Looks like the time journey will be used up. The curse of blood being missed out as well. The spear of destruction, the spear of Alpha already there into the gameplay. He will be interrupted with the yin and yang combo from low E. Not enough. Looks like the avatar of Guardian will be used as well. Murphy being taken down. It is a 2-for-1 trade so far. It will be getting another man down. It will be the Diggy picked off into the hands of Gatot Kacha. But look at Gatot Kacha. He has been sustaining so much. Looks like A will be getting another kill right here.
Well, I'll blame that on the Yuzong because, just like I said, he was the one prioritizing the people who need to be taken away from the team fights. And since he died, that Claude and Aurora took him down in the top lane. The entire thing just snowballed. Just look at that; it crumbled up, and they peeled up ET one by one because I do see ET, they are kind of over engaging. They did that too in the bot lane previously, where they lost that tier 2 turret from the top lane from that Claude while they were still trying to defend the bot lane. So I do believe that they need the Yuzong in the team fights because he is making a big difference. At the same time, I think Yuzong and Luoi need to be together because their combinations are shredding the enemies into pieces. And Peachy, they have that combination comp. So even if one person is missing, even if you make the slight mistake, it can lead to the entire toppling down of the tower.
Definitely, Asriya. They are able to pick it off even though they are on the losing end from the side of BTD. But look at that. The Lord is up. This is going to be a level 2 Lord. A luminous Lord coming into the play. This is going to be very, very big. And into the early game to the mid game, we have seen the turtles being taken off. Two of the turtles already going on to the hands of Murphy. He just won out the retribution battle. That means if Team BTD have a chance to fight it out, there's a high possibility how Murphy can win out the retribution. On the other hand, look at that. The Carmilla getting poked constantly. This is Gatur Kacha going into the play. He's trying to deal so much damage onto them, but it's just not enough for now. There is this Yuzhong coming in with the Black Dragon from the Frigid Glacier being missed out from Aurora. Water play coming in. That is just not enough for now. The time journey being used up as well. There is this Alpha going into the play. Alpha pickoff is there into the hands of Yuzhong. Two members down from the side of BTT. Another member down. Three members out. All the members, the crucial members, are picked off. That means this is going to be an easy lot. Or will it be an end? Because I don't see Team ET going in for the lot. They're just swarming up to the mid lane.
They do have the chance because the two of the people who are remaining, they do not have that clearing ability,
No, no,
and
no.
it's two versus four at this point. So yeah, a pretty easy clear, but at the same time, minions are not timed in well. They should have gone for that lord. I think it was a crucial mistake, a
Right.
miscalculation, because just look at that. I think they will be looking to respawn at this
Oh,
point, but at the same time, just look at that. Oh my god, that
the
cut was SPG. Just like I said, they didn't see that Kacha.
Yui got deleted very big time. She's just did not make that play. On the other hand, Yuzhong trying to deal so much damage because of blood being coming into the play. The spear of destruction is there. This is a very crucial battle. Looks like it will be the Ruby taking away the Lord for the side of Team ET. A double kill into the hands of A, but possibly a wipeout coming in because Yuzhong, you're in a very bad position. Looks like a wipeout coming in from the side of Team ET, and the winning end will be Team BTD.
Well, PG, just like I said before, they have that combo, and even if one member is missing, especially that Loi and that Yuzong, which are the two crucial members, it will all topple down, and that's what happened when the Kacha took that priority onto that Loi. She was in a pretty bad position, and I think she will be looking to defend, but it is quite a weak situation because it's 1 versus 5. Just look at that. It's all crumbling down now, PG.
Oh, definitely, they had this upper hand into the team fights with the gold as well, but they lost it all. But fortunately, they all spawned on right time. But I don't think that is a quite a good trade, Asuya, because they lost a few of the inhibitors. Even on the side of BTD as well, they did lose on inhibitors. Look at that. The bot already picked off, the mid also picked off. This is quite a good, not in a good position because both the teams now they'll be forced to clear up the lanes. And as much as I've seen the match so far, Team ET have the upper hand in clearing the lanes. They are making sure that the lanes are clear. They're just making sure to sweeping up every single possible right before the Lord. Now, what are your thoughts, Asuya?
Well, since it's 21 minutes into the game, the entire game, I think, is resting on the hands of the Lord because he is the main damage dealer right now with all of his equipments onto his hands, along with that Aurora. And at the same time, that brilliant gameplay coming from that Carmilla because I did see her connect onto 5 people twice, and that led to a complete clear down. So it all at this point, since both the teams are almost at the equal goal, and it is the late game, nothing matters. What matters is how well can you prioritize on that Aurora, how well can you prioritize onto that Lord, and from the other side, they need to take down that Loi and Yuzong. And yes, just like you have seen before, they have learned, they have adjusted, they know what to do, and now they just have to pull that thing off. It is quite hard, but because one mistake can lead to entire game on the losing end. So we just need to wait out for the next Lord because right now they are just clearing the lanes, sinking the lanes, and waiting, removing that minion pressure from the sides.
Yes, that is true, and that is quite important because the base are exposed from the mid lane. Look at the ET side; the minions could just ride into the crystal. So we could see minions taking away the MVP for the match. So we don't want that. So definitely they have to clear up the lanes. Now again, the Lord is up. This is going to be very very crucial because 23 minutes into the game. it is the countdown, that countdown timer has got way up. This is going to be very hard. Now team ET, they really have to step up. They really need to come in and try to pick off the Aurora. Look at the diversion coming into the play. Looks like there is this stun onto the Carmilla who just lost her immortality too. Her immortality will be up in like few seconds. This is going to be a little hard, but on the other hand, Claude has some kind of different plans.
Well, we are seeing him from point one trying to split push, and because he is pretty well at that, because he can be targeted pretty easily, and it will take a little bit of time to you know uh, take down the enemy because they are all pretty tanky. That Yuzhong, that Ruby, and they are making sure, especially that Yuzhong, he's trying to split up the teams because he knows that's the way to win. That's what he needs to do. And at the same time, I think I really don't know. I think a team fight will be going on because someone needs to go down if they need this Lord PT.
No, definitely. Both the teams are just waiting it out. Who's going in? It looks like Ruby will be coming in. Check the Frigid Glacier won't be coming into the play yet. She's just waiting. Into the few moments, I really thought that she would be popping up the Frigid Glacier, but I was proven wrong. The Lord Dance is still up. The minions are still up. Minions are being cleared. So far, it's so good. Both the teams, they do have this upper hand. Now, coming back to the gold difference and to the kill difference as well. Team BTD, they have the upper hand. Team BTD can actually pull this off. He has a potential to win out the team fight and make a wipe out again, Asuya.
Absolutely, absolutely, PG. But Louis is
Oh,
in a bad position, but the entire team will be following up. And Black Dragon hasn't popped up. I think it was a waste of resources because I think they will be looking to back off.
Oh, looks like that is not a wasteful resource. Looks like the Purify will be baited out. The Frigid Glacier coming into the play. Looks like Murphy will be picking down the Yuzhong this time. The team fight is still up. The Blood Aura as well as the Curse of Blood coming into the play. It will be unstoppable in the hands of Kacha. But Alice is still surviving. Alice is still doing a lot of damage with the Blood Aura. She will be going back again to the team fight. Carmilla trying to survive. And Carmilla does survive. That is a 2-for-2 trade. But Claude, that split push, that was very sneaky.
Well, and yes, that was a pretty well trade off. It kind of a stalemate. The entire game is in a stalemate. They're looking out for that one lord. They're almost at equal, situations right there. But at the same time, PG, ET are kind of over engaging because we do see diversion in plays coming pretty awkward because sometimes it's only the Diggy getting teleported or sometimes it's the Luoi alone. But if you have the entire team, I think the way to go is first at the Ruby, the Yuzhong, or maybe the Alice trying to initiate, and then Luoi coming from behind trying to sandwich the entire team. But that is not what's happening. So if they are able to play that off well, I think they have that victory in the hands. In the same time, like you said before, BTD have that damage, they have that firepower, but it's getting a bit awkward to enable it, especially because that Claude is looking for a split push every second into the game.
But now again, the question remains that how Claude is getting caught by the Yuzhong. There's quite a lot of times that we have seen that, and that is not a good thing. Right now, Kasuba still has his Petrify up, but on the other hand, Claude does have his Purify on as well. But looks like Carmilla trying to go in, trying to get a curse of blood. She's just waiting it out. Looks like there's a knockup coming in from the Lord. Loi coming in with the diversion play. There is this. A spear of Alpha coming in as well, the charge coming in, but I think this team fight definitely being won into the hands of Team ET. Yuzhong tries to go in for more killing spree into the hands of Luo E. What a play coming in. They're just making sure to they try to make the pickoffs. But on the other hand, 3 members down from BTD, they are just taking down those minions as soon as possible, and they have again ditched the Lord.
Well, I'm getting flashbacks, PG, because the same two people were remaining in the last time, but this time I don't think so. They
Uh-huh.
will be able to defend because the lanes are synced well. The top lane and the mid lane minions will be coming. The pressure is there. Luo is also there. She is not dead. And the Blood of Curse will be connecting along with that Avatar of Guardian. But I think this is the end, and will be Euthanasia will be taking this victory, PG.
Oh, definitely. Looks like Yu Jong will be losing up his immortality. With that, the crystal is down. Euthanasia doing its damage. They picking up that victory. Now, Fredo, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I feel like the match did go down pretty well, I mean, both the teams put up a good fight, but in the late game, it depends much more on your macro rather than a micro in the late game. You really need to manage those lanes. You really need to, prioritize your objectives as well. And in that case, I felt like ET just did a better job. Team Euthanasia came out on top, and that is why I think BTD lost out the match.
Definitely, that was just a bad luck for Team BTD right here. That wipeout was not expected. And with that, Team Euthanasia picking off the win. Now, Asuya.
Oh well, if you ask me, PG, I quite expected it because I have been screaming since point one that I'm really loving that Yuzong. He has that mindset, he knows what to do, and that's what he did. Did you see every time he was trying to split out the damage dealers, he was trying to take down the Aurora, and even in the last point, he was trying to take down the Claude, the two of the main damage dealers which BTD had on their sides. And as I mentioned before, they needed to protect these two people because they are the only source of damage that they have, because the rest were for the purpose of that tanking all the damage. But since Yuzong wasn't even letting them join the fight, it was kind of expected, if you ask me. Even though Yuzong got silver, I think he's the MVP in my eyes. What do you think, BJ?
Oh, definitely. They did a better job, but unfortunately, that was just not the day for them. Oh, with that, looks like, Fredo, we seen that Louis doing so much damage. She was trying to deal a lot of displacement into their matches, and also that petrify combo coming in from Yuzhong. That was on point, right?
Yeah, I mean, the execution was so good, but they did have the Diggy as well on their side. So the Carmilla's effect was just nullified whenever she tried to use that Curse of Blood and connect down the members of Team ET. And yeah, I mean, the Diggy pick was quite well, but they did play out well because, the Carmilla as well as the Aurora, I mean, there's a lot of CC on the side of Team BTD as well. But BTD were just unlucky because, the skills were not just able to connect because, I mean, the side of team ET have very good micro skills. I did see how they were able to dodge those skills very well coming in. But yeah, Aurora was also playing quite good from the side of team BTD, and I will not deny that both of them were doing pretty well. I mean, both the teams did pretty well in those team fights as well. And Gatot, oh my god, his avatar of Guardian connecting so well. I mean, even though you have the Diggy, the side of team I mean, sorry, the side of team BTD, they were having so much CC that the Diggy was getting. I mean, his ultimate time journey was just becoming useless at the point because I mean, you can just immune one carve control, right? But they have a chain CC, so it was really hard for them to actually immune all that. And
Yeah.
yeah, and Asya, I would like to ask you if you have you heard about the cosplay competition which is going to happen?
Which cosplay competition? Please enlighten me, Fredo. I have no idea.
Well, there is a cosplay competition which is going to be, organized, by the, Battle Night Esports in this Northeast Cup. So yeah, for that, I feel like the viewers, I mean, I'm telling it for you guys, if you are one of them who is interested in cosplaying, then you should look up the Instagram page of Battle Nights, because there we have posted the details about the next cosplay competition which is going to be held. It's one of a first, it's one of first kind of its India, don't you think, Peachy?
Oh, definitely, yes. I am excited because I really want to see the hidden talents of India, because cosplay is not a topic that is much talked about, and since it is rising, I am excited for that. But, and before we move on to a short break, I have to say that someone has to call the police, because Team 911 will be battling it out against Put God First into the next match. Are you guys? Let's just take a short break and we will be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. We are back with yet another match, and it will be me, Fredo, hosting the caster's desk along with Peachy and Asuya again. So, Peachy and Asuya, in the last match, we did see that, both the teams battled out for quite long. I mean, taking down three lords as well. But right now, the match will be between 911 and PGF, and both the teams are hailing from Nagaland. And like I mentioned, Manipur is a powerhouse, but don't you think Nagaland is not behind in terms of that as well? I mean, they have such good players and such good teams as well. Pichi, what do you think about that?
That is true, Fredo, but there is some change in the schedule, and looks like we have Team Mighty Minions onto the blue side, battling it out with Lakshmi Chit Fund this time, and they will be representing the state others. That means they are from the rest of India. Now, Fredo, what do you think about that?
Oh well, sorry, my bad. But yeah, it's Mighty Minions versus Lakshmi Chitfan, and oh my god, it's going to be a very nice match indeed. Because I mean, who does not know Lakshmi Chitfan? Aswaya, you really know much about them. Tell me.
Yes, Radio, one of the top teams right now in India. Who doesn't know about them? One of the best teams right there. And if you ask me, I really like Peter. Peter on his Loy, Peter on his Valentina. He is an absolute disaster. So if the enemy has done some homework, I think they will be looking to ban the mages for Peter. Do you think so too?
Yeah, I think so too. LCF, I mean, they are such a good team and they'll put up a nice show for us. And I would not like to keep you guys waiting any longer. So, yeah, let's dive right into the match already.
And with that, the teams are getting ready. So, with that, let's dive into the draft, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Mighty Minions versus Team Lakshmi Chit Fund. And as we all know, that Team Lakshmi Chit Fund, they are one of the top squads right now in India. They are trying to get that spot there. On the other hand, look at that. They will be trying to get a very slow bans, Asya.
Oh well, Peachy, I am looking for some mid lane bans just because of that Peter. At the same time, a utility mid lane bans could quite be coming along with EXP flex ban, just like that Phobius.
What's your plan?
He is that EXP laner who can be in the vanguard. He can provide that space, that window of opportunity for the entire team to act, just like we saw in the last game. The same thing was done by Yuzong and the Gadot Kacha, and yes, it played out pretty well for the rest of the team. You just need some follow up, and you're pretty well with the team comps. So yeah, they will be banning pretty good heroes. Just look at that. I think they will instead be looking for
I am the priestess of
Assassin's
primal
ban.
lightning, the
PJ.
hunter
But
of
I
all
think
the
this is the
evil
respect
gods.
ban considering Lom Lom Mai is so good on Fanny and Ling.
Definitely, yeah. So yeah, they are just choking down all the assassins that Lom Lom Mine plays. The Fanny first ban. That was the
Butterflies
quite a good
born
point
by their
coming in,
wish,
because we all
guided
know that
by the
how
lantern's light.
Team LCF really likes to utilize that Fanny, even the
Who said
Ling.
there are
Now
no
this means
shortcuts in
that chip
life?
is open.
I
The
literally
Hayabusa is
invented
yet for
one.
up for a grab. Looks like Cutie Pine will be going in for the chip as the first. Now, seeing the chip, there is a high possibility that they could pick up the counters. Maybe a
Seven
Carmilla coming
rises
into
when I
the
give the
play,
word.
or maybe a Diggy as well, because the new effect into the shortcut has
Home
been
hero
rendering
picking.
them
I
immobilized. So
hunt.
that is where the team Mighty Minions have
Vessel
to
of
be
iron.
beware of.
Bones of steel.
Well, Peachy, if you ask me, they have quite done their homework because just look at that. They have denied
The
Valentina to
immortal
Peter.
one
At the
chose me
same
to
time, they
vanquish the
know there will be
shadows that
some CC
plague this
plays,
world.
CC heroes that will be coming up, being cooked up. So yes, that Valentina is extremely good here with that avatar of Guardian as well as that ultimate from the chip. But at the same time, Khalid, Peachy, we that king, the new king of the EXP lane, Khalid has been picked up by the other side. So what are your thoughts on this?
Okay, Khalid coming into the play. With the recent nerf onto the Teresla, Khalid has definitely taken up that spot of the Teresla who had the crown of the king. So
My kiss
definitely that is a good
grants you
pick, I have to say. This
immortality
this is just
and
going to
death.
be a fast lane clearance coming in from the side of experience lane. The EXP lane. Khalid would be clearing up his minions. He would be moving towards the bot lane, trying to be
How do
there
you
for his
join?
team. But on the other hand, the Alice has been taken up. But onto the other hand, the other side, we have the Suyu as well, the new hero coming into the play.
Always on
And
the
as soon
way.
as he was released, it was picked, it was just placed into the meta because he has that burst damage. He has that blink ability as well. So there is a high possibility that he can disengage quicker as well if the team fight does not go as planned for the side of Team Suyu.
Well, absolutely, Peachy. And at the same time, since an Alice and a Khalid have been taken up, I am quite, expecting, and don't believe me on this, but I am expecting an Angela will be picked up. At the same time, I also expected a Matilda, but she has been banned because the other side, just look at them. They have that Khalid, they have that Alice, they have that dive in composition. So they do need something to disengage, and a Matilda would be pretty good. At the same time, Angela soaking up the damage will also be a pretty good choice right there. But at the same time, we do see Lum Lum Mai on the Suyu. But just look at that. They know LCF knows and they did find out on that Angela for them.
They were hearing you also, yeah. Look at that. Angela being bad, the Matilda being bad as well. They are hearing us. So with that, they just cancel out all the possibilities that the Alice could have. That synergize as well. Right now, they still have an option of picking up the Florine, but she will be quite squishy. They have the chip, they have the Gatot Kacha as well, and Suyu. Let's not forget Suyu, how he can burst down those heroes. So they have to make a quick decision here, and look at that. I think the counter play is already coming here. The Carmilla being picked up. With that, we did forget the Harriet yet again.
Oh, well, they did ban out a Lunox, so I think Error will be doing quite well on that turret, considering his late game potential and the true damage he will be dishing out. So, and I think this is a pretty good thing because Lom Lom Mai on that Suyo doesn't have to do those insane plays if there are a lot of damage dealers. He just needs to take up that, his second equipment as the Sky Piercer and just look to take down the low HP's, the squishies, and maybe they could be going for that. And at the same time, PG, there is one thing. The second skill damage from Suyu is quite intense. If he uses his second skill, it's like a Balmond using his ultimate along with the retribution. So it gets pretty unpredictable when there is a Suyu in the opponent because his damage scaling also is quite weird because I'm sure that it is kind of unpredictable. So yeah, I can see pretty good comps from both the sides and pretty good show. I think. What do you think, PJ?
I agree with you, Asu. Yeah, they will be putting up a very good show for us because LCF has not disappointed us time and time. They have been doing so well. They are just climbing up the spots. With that, the draft is all complete. They picked up a Alpha as their jungler and they moved on the Alice onto the mid lane. Now, again, she's a versatile hero. She has that lane clearance as well with the Blood Ode, but she has to get into their face. There is this Moscow as well. He's going to be very scary if the mighty minions will be letting them farm. But let's just see what will happen. Before that, don't forget to download Mobile Legends 5v5 because there are a lot of events coming in, and the Ducati event is up as well. So, and today, as we all know, the recharge event is up. So, do make sure you guys are spinning for it. With that, Asuya, take it over.
Well, Peachy, there is one thing, LCF has a pretty good composition from early to especially a late game comp because they will be scaling a lot owing to the marksman, owing to error, and at the same time, the other side doesn't have that pretty good late game potential. They do have that Alpha, they have that Khalid and that Carmilla, so they will be, if they want to snowball this entire game, I think they should be looking for some early gameplays right there because they have a pretty brilliant early game potential. And at the same time, I think both of them will be starting from their blue buffs. So, looking to gang the opposite lanes. What do you think, DJ?
Yes, definitely. So yeah, but there is this quick lane buff clearance from the side of team the mighty minions. Look at that. the blue buff already taken off, the orange buff already taken off as well. Under a minute. That is where Chip is trying to come in, trying to poke them out. The support from the side of the mighty minions. That is a lot. They just made sure that Chip won't be taking away that orange buff.
Well, yes, absolutely. And
Oh.
Carmilla in a bad position
Mm-hmm.
there. She will be taking down PT.
Yeah, look, yes, definitely the Lom Lomai going in. Looks like the double kill will be secured into the hands of Lom Lomai. He is snowballing that entire game. It's not even 2 minutes in.
Oh, well, I was kind of expecting the opposite to happen, but just look at that. Uh,
Oh,
very.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Another kill. It looks like it will be the chip
Oh,
going in. And Alice quite in a very bad position. She was there into the goal lane. She was trying to be there, but the re-engage was just not quite the play. But bot lane as well, there is some skirmish as well. Both are dishing a lot of damage to each other. They are in like a 1v1 situation.
well, yes, and they need to be picking off someone, but just look where they are. Alice has been taken down so far into their base. Oh my god. It's like the game is just starting and it's just 2 minutes. The entire game is snowballing with that first kill coming from Lom Lom Mai right there, PJ. And it will be an easy
Definitely.
turtle with that lead.
Uh-huh. I do believe that it will be an easy turtle. Right now, they are in a lead with the 4 kills and a 2000 goal gap as well. Alpha trying to battle it out, but the Carmela is getting cornered out. She has been getting zoned as well. There is this horrifying effect coming into the play, but not enough. Lomlamai picking up the turtle for himself. There is this pickoffs coming in. Vexana picking up a kill. The Sphere of Destruction connecting. The Hours of Guardian does not connect to anyone. But Valentina, she has gotten level 4, so she wants that Avatar of Guardian. But the shortcut play coming into the top lane. Look at that Alice. Yet again, she will be picked off.
Oh well, Peachy, I was gonna mention this that LCF has that advantage of rotation. Their rotation will be quite unpredictable, and that's what's happening.
Mhm.
What happened right now? And just look at that. I think another pick off would be coming.
Oh, look at that. Looks like Valentina will be popping up her Avatar of Guardian. There is Team LCF trying to go back 2 members down from the 1 member down. Looks like another member that would be Alpha going down as well. Oh, Peter, look at who is Peter. He's dealing so much damage with his skills. He's trying to be there in every single team fight. This is looking very great for Team LCF right now.
And PG, one of the best things right there, they know that Alice is pretty weak in the early game, and moreover, she has gone to the gold lane. So yes, she has been picked off quite a lot of times. Look at that, she has 4 deaths already, and it's only been 3 minutes into the game. Just look at that scoreboard of 11-2. LCF utterly dominating, and just like you said, not only Peter, even Error on the Moscow is dealing an amazing damage because Chip supported him too well. At the same time, they did gank their lane pretty well.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Oh, but really look at the curse of blood connecting onto the Vexana as well as the Gatotkacha are not enough. The Khalid trying to go in. Looks like no members from the side of Team LCF are going down. It is unstoppable into the hands of Lom Lom Mai. He has been dominating. This was a 1-for-2 trade, Asuya.
well, PG, just like I said, the entire game will be played in the beginning of like 2 minutes. And yes, here it is. Just look at that. One snowball, and the entire game is out from the hands of the red team, ABZ at this point. I think they need to wait up for the late game because Alice will be scaling off at that point, but still, I do not know what she will be able to do because even if she dives in, all that CC will be taking them down along with that beautiful ultimate coming from that Moscow, but
Oh, look at that. The team fight is still on. Looks like the shortcut will be enabling every single of Team LCF to swarm up into the river area. This was just enough to take them down. On the other hand, another kill coming in. A god-like picked up by Lom Lom Mai onto that Suyu. Suyu with an utter domination. It's not even the Suyu. It is every single member from the side of Team LCF. Look at that error trying to pop down the turret as well. Yet again, he is in every single lane possible with the Spear of Destruction. He has that potential to go back, dealing so much damage. He's on a 5 minute mark onto that Moscow, and he's dealing so much damage. That is what is baffling me right now. But yet again, there is a team fight coming in. Alpha trying to go back safely, but the raging sandstorm coming into the play, it will be dealing so much damage onto the chip, but just not enough. The Carmilla will be picked off.
Well, yes, Angel gets
Okay.
the board lead.
Okay, Light picking up yet another kill, but Vexana, looks like a mega kill will be picked up with the Spear of Destruction. No way. On the other hand, Vexana is in trouble right now. The Blood Orb being used, there is some skirmish going on, and yet again, the turret will be taking down, and looks like it will be Cutie Pine picking up that Alice kill. Alice was too engaged, Asya.
Oh, well, PT, just look at that. It's 23 for 3, only 6 minutes into the game, and Peter just standing there in front of an Alice, telling her, "You cannot kill me, even if I have all my skills on a cooldown. There's nothing you can do," because she knows that they have the better backup, and they're far ahead in the goal lead, but a team fight,
No way.
PT.
No way. Looks like the outer guardian will be not missed right here. Coming in from Valentina. She will be popping her damage, but an unstoppable picked up by Vexana. What is happening? An utter domination. This feels like we are into the late game, looking at the scoreboard, but I'm looking at the time counter yet again, and I'm like, oh, it's just 7 minutes into the game.
Yes, absolutely. And PT, the side of the red team is kind of a bit more ultimate dependent. And yes, absolutely, since they are so far behind at this point, they need to farm up, defend, but at the same time, that ultimate dependent composition, and especially there was this mistake of sending that Alice onto the goal lane while a chip was there. And PT, I think they were trying to take up a marksman for that late game, security, but since they LCF got that chip, they didn't want that to be defeating with all those ultimates coming from him. So yeah, they did not pick that up.
Look at that. Yeah, Eternal Guard will be popping off a two-man knockup, but it's just not enough. There are a lot of ultimates coming into the play into the mid inhibitor. Is it enough? But error, copying that damage. He will be melting down that Alice into the inhibitor right in front of the turret they are in. Looks like one of the inhibitor will be popped off. Will this be an end? Because see, mighty minions, they really can't do anything. They are trying to clear up the lord. Another Eternal Guard coming into the play, and again, oh, the pickoff is there. A wipe out coming in, but Alice just spawned. The minions are not yet, and they still can actually survive. They can still try to take down those minions. Will they be successful, Asya?
Well, I don't think so that Alice will be able to do anything because Moscow, if you don't know, is kind of a counter for that Alice because he can
Uh-huh.
just push her away and stun her and just look at that. Everyone has been taken down and this will be the victory for LCF. One of the shortest games in the tournament I have seen right now, Michi.
Victory!
I do agree with you, Fredo. Look at that. That was a pretty. These just started and it's just over already. Okay, looks like Fredo will be coming back, but Hasaya, the match was fantastic. Both the teams they did put out a good fight, but the losing end was definitely into the team side of Team Mighty Minions. What could have they done to counter that Suyu?
So, well, PG, first of all, they just gave it away when Chip was taken up by LCF because they could not take any squishy heroes, and that's why they were denied a marksman. But at the same time, I was really hoping for them to pick up something else instead of sending that Alice from the from the jungle to the gold lane because the way LCF just prioritized that top lane. Did you see? They completely just dominated, didn't let Alice farm at all. And of course, what can she do? She can just be countered so well. She doesn't have the gold to build up that winter crown. And even if she is able to do that, what can she even achieve by diving in? Because there is no follow up. Everyone is just melting down. I think this was the advantage of the draft phase right there. And LCF denied that Angela to that Alice was something which actually I think led to their downfall because they had those sustained heroes but they did not have the time to execute what they were cooking up.
No, definitely, they couldn't pin down that Suyu. They couldn't pin down the Moscow as well. That is where that they were a little behind. With that, that was just the match between Team LCF versus Team Mighty Minions, and we will be coming back to the next match as soon as possible.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Northeast Cup Online Qualifiers, powered by Battle Knights Esports. This is day 4 of round 1, and I am your host, Numi. And I will be joining in by two of my favorite casters, Smiling and Soul Sky. And now let's get into the teams right away because it's pretty late and the teams going up against will be 911 on the blue side and Put God First, also known as Peace GF, will be on the red side. Also, they will be representing which state? Can you tell me, Smiling?
Yep, they will be representing Nagaland, and thank you for that introduction, Nomi. So, yeah, this is going to be the game number 4 of the day, and this is me smiling with me. Today we have Nomi and Solski as well. Say hi, Solski.
Well, hello, Smiling. Thank you for that beautiful introduction. And along with Numi, thank you for that introduction. But you know what, Smiling? Because these are the new teams and we are pretty excited for their match as it will be between 911 and PGF. 911 on the blue side and PGF on the red side. So I'm going to back to Numi. Numi, what do you have to say about these both the teams?
Both the teams are pretty new, so I think. But I mean, let's see. The match hasn't started yet, so I hope the best team wins because we still haven't witnessed these two teams going up against each other. So yeah. Also, smiling. Can you tell us what do you think the picks and bans are gonna be? Because there are a few meta heroes this season, and these are new teams, so we don't have much insight on them. So which heroes do you think are the possible picks in this match?
I mean, there are a lot of possible picks, but I think we should just jump to the draft and discuss this point because the draft is already up and we can see the bands coming in. Like you just asked me, Nomi, what are the possible bands they might have? It's going to be that, as usual, it's going to be the chip, the high loss, which they have already banned, but that they can go in for the Phobius, Khalid, Ling, Hayabusa. Probably and Aurora Van as well because she's been quite a mess in the game. They can actually even go for the Carmela, the Fanny. There are lots and lots of options. To be honest, if there
I
were
am
10
not the
bands,
only
we would have
one banned by
it would
this
still be
change.
less. 10 as in 10, 10. That would be 20 of the bands. Even if they had that much, that would be a less of an option. So I think, yep, the bands can never be stopped because they're going to be banned. So, yep, this is Solski, and I will be passing the front guesses to the Solski.
Come and join me
I mean,
in
as
the
you
dream
mentioned, they
world.
have the 10 bands, and even if the 20 bands are up, because so many heroes can are open to be honest. But now let's focus on 911 has banned Chip and Phobius. Meanwhile, we can see PGF Put God First has banned Lunox. I mean,
My
quite a unique
kiss
ban if you ask
grants you
me. And then Hylos.
immortality or
So
death.
Hylos is a good ban because he's going on meta. Lunox is a very situational ban, or maybe some homework ban because they might have done some homework to which team are they
Still
facing against?
waters
That's
run
going to be
deep.
911. So they did their homework, but they will go for the Ling and the Alice band. And from these three bands, the draft phase will be completed. Now we will begin the first picking phase. And so many heroes are open. Like suppose, and from an assassin point of view, there are Nolan, Hayabusa. From an EXP point of view, there is left of Edith and Khalid. Khalid, I have. If you ask me, I am a Perma ban Khalid guy. But asking you, smiling. I mean, what are your thoughts? Like, what could be
Butterflies
here
born
up
by
for the first pick?
ambush,
But I think that's going to
guided
be
by
Zuxian here.
lantern's light.
I mean, I was actually expecting a Khalid as that first pick. I mean, if it's open, you prioritize that hero because it's going to come quite in handy. But since these are new teams, I mean, they can surprise us with a lot of coming picks. So Zuxin definitely I don't know, people stopped picking her up in recent patch, but she is still quite
The
powerful, although
Immortal
she's
One chose
kind
me
of
to vanquish the
nerfed, I would say.
shadows
Not
that
really nerfed,
plague this
but
world.
she doesn't have that much
The
support in
sun
the team
rises
fight,
when
but
I
there are
give the
still
word.
chances if you have a good draft coming in. I mean, as a mid laner, Zuxin and a very strong lineup on the all other lanes, she can come in quite handy and it will be very useful. But meanwhile, we can see that Team PGF have already gone in for the Suyo Hyper for that Khalid EXP lane. I mean, you just pick that Zuxin and you leave out the possible end amount of heroes open that was going to be the Khalid and Suyo.
What else do we expect? They were open. They are just going to be logged in. The damage here going to come in by these two heroes is going to be
I
quite
choose my
troublesome,
own path.
to be honest. But looks like team 911 have more in surprise. Right now they have gone for that a lot pick.
The
They're
hunt
probably going to
begins.
lock in that Ruby as well for the gold lane. So I think so far both the teams are doing great with the draft section. I mean, I can just break the whole draft once the whole draft is ready. But seeing so far, I think both have a strong ability. They have the strong potential for the team fight. They can have a lot of dash, a lot of combinations coming in. So yeah, I think they're doing great.
Hope will find a
Yep,
way,
exactly. But
even
I
when
know
all is
shout out to Bleach
forlorn.
fans because Kenpachi is up with that Ruby. And I can't pronounce that name, but yep, big black balls has gone with that a lot. But we will be moving on towards the second battle phase, and we can see already a mage is up, a EXP is up from red side. That's a put god first, and guess what hero is up? That's going to be new hero, and people generally don't have very much experience against a new hero, so I mean that might be plays as an advantage towards team PGF, but his name is going to be, and shout out to Nirmal, my guy, to teach me this, and his
Vengeance
name
will
is
come.
Suyo. So yep, Suyo will be from the red side PGF, but meanwhile we can see they have banned three, sorry, not four heroes right now. That's the fourth hero going to be the Moscow, and Moscow is banned, and Knight Z plays has the last ban for the red team PGF, and Seal will be have the last pick from the 911. A lot of heroes can be banned here, but they will focus on some targets banned as Team Blue, the 911, doesn't have right now. I would probably say a
Chase
roamer
after
and
it's a
maybe a
showtime.
marksman, but Kenpachi can go gold. So yep, I think Team PGF didn't get the hunch of that, so they are going for that marksman band. For this last band, I'm gonna ask you, Smiling, what do you think?
I mean, I was actually expecting
True love
from them that they're
is like
going for
blood.
Carmela ban, but whoa, instead 911 went in for that Carmela ban. I mean, that Carmela pick for 911 would be quite useful because there are a lot of combinations they could have hit in with that Curse of Blood coming in by that Carmela and that Zushin with the Lantern and Ruby just going in and hooking up a lot of people. So I was expecting that, but I think it's a change of craft. We might see something else coming in this time. We are going to see and Terizla coming in by the team red right now. So I think they have gone really good with the
Mhm.
draft. So wait. If Terizla is here, with Khalid, so Terazla is going to be the roamer at this point. I mean, they can shift the Khalid also to the roam position. To be honest, I've seen Khalid roam, and
Mhm.
it's quite handy with the amount of speed he has. He can just make the easy rotations, and a lot of stuff might happen there. So yeah, I mean there are possibilities, but yep, there are two hard tanky heroes coming in by Team Red at
Two
this
greatest
point.
inventions.
But 911 goes with the last to pick. That's going to be that Alpha with that Angela. Whoa, damn.
Yep, and that's going to be the Alpha Angela combo right into this battlefield
Time to
of,
take the
I think,
field.
match 4 probably. And Night Z plays going with that Bruno, and with that pick, the draft will be completed from both the teams. And I'm going to ask you, our viewers, and first of all, thank you that you have tuned in with us towards this exciting gameplay. Thank you for giving us your time. So, what do you guys think? Which side has a proper, like, not a proper, but has a very good stacked up draft that can give them the advantage in the early game. Meanwhile, we can see that Bruno is the marksman of the team blue, sorry, team red. That's going to be PGF, and we will be moving to the loading screen real soon. Goda smiling, which team she is favoring for.
I mean, both the teams have quite a well draft, but to be honest, think, the team red. I actually forgot the name, so you'll have to remind me about that.
The team red is PGF, put God first, and 911 you can is the opposite
Yep,
thing.
PGF, sorry. So yeah, I think the PGF has quite a good draft. They have those meta heroes, they have the damage dealer, they have the front leader, they have the tankiness
5 seconds
as well. So I
till the
think I'll
enemy
be
reaches
favoring
the
a
battlefield.
little towards them.
Smash
So
them!
yep, guys, welcome to the
All
land of
teams
Dawn.
together!
As we see right now, the junglers are going to go in their perspective jungle, but this time Team Blue is going to prioritize the red buff a little bit. But yep, 911, sorry. So yeah, we can see the red buff is going to be taken quite quickly. But the fact that Zuxian can deal damage, but there is Angela, completely poke them. But if you ask me, Angela versus Khalid, who is going to be the better roamer, I would definitely say it's going to be the Khalid.
Yeah, now Khalid is in Rome as you mentioned. Because that means Terizla is in the EXP lane. But now Khalid will be escaping with the Flicker, and Flicker will not be available in the first turtle fight. And now the turtle buff, turtle buff has been, little bit adjusted. Now you get the shield. If you get three turtles, you will get, I don't know, 200 something shield. If I'm not wrong. Maybe if I'm wrong, my bad. But now, as the first turtle is gonna be up in few of a second, and level 4 mark will be hit by both the junglers real soon, and we can see a possible gold lane fight here.
Yep, there are golden fight. Whoa, 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 and that Vexana will make sure Angela is down already. I mean, that was quite an overextension by Angela. She was just trying to provide the vision in that whole map area, but not really. She will be taken down. So yeah, the first turtle is going to spawn in less than, let's say, 15 seconds. So we can see that right now God's favorite child is already making the rotation. They are near the turtle, although I think a lot still needs that tankiness. So it might take a while, but wow, Angela again in trouble. Will be forced to use out the flicker, but will she be able to escape? Not really, because the chase is on, and Angela will be taken off quite easily. So I think this might be the free turtle coming in for those gods' favorite child at this point, or extension alpha going in with the ultimate. Whoa, that steal was so perfect, and Arlot just charging in on that. Vexana will be taken down, two members quite low. Double kill coming in, and Khalid also goes down. I mean, it was almost a triple kill, but yep, Terizla is quite late for the team fight and will be forced to retreat. The flicker was used off to engage rather than disengage. I mean, where was Khalid during the time they needed? And no overextension, and will be taken down at this point.
Yes, exactly. And I need to point out, as you mentioned, that was a beautiful steal. And now the level, I mean, the momentum is shifting towards the team blue. There's a 9-1-1. And they also got the turtle. So, and in the turtle fight, that was a beautiful final slash coming in from all dot, I would say. And with that final slash, he got the double kill in that team fight. Beautifully played by team 9-1-1. And first of all, they started the team fight with that Angela pick off. They baited out that flicker of the Angela, then finishes of that Angela. So, yep, that played out at the benefit of the team 9-1-1. But meanwhile, the team fight has already begun in the Lethal Wanderer area.
Yep, I mean, there is option to just make sure that Surya is knocked out. But there comes the Khalid, making sure that Sukshin not really will be taken down, but Khalid will be taken down instead. That Angela's ultimate was so perfect. And possibly, not possibly, but Rexana will go down as well. I mean, they have a very strong hero pool, but they are lacking in communication. The fights are not connecting, and it's kind of favoring Team 911. So, yep, they are making their calls, they are getting the farm. The gold is already up, and you can see that the second turtle is
Oh,
already up. Meanwhile, on the top, Bruno will just be taken off quite easily. Khalid again might be in trouble because there is Zuxian to, just poke that landing there and just, bring up that enemy right into the food. Not really. And they are trying really hard. But will they be able to pull off here? I mean, Zuxian really going in four people at this point. He has backup, he has quite a stuff, but again, 4v2 situation. But no, Parlod will make sure Khalid is taken down. There goes Alpha with the wild charge, making sure that Suyo is taken down as well. Vexana
oh,
in that flicker ultimate, giving triple kill to that Arlot quite low. There comes the Terizla with the charge, but will this be a maniac coming in for this? Oh, that was a steal by Alpha, but man, what a gang coming in by Team 9 at this point.
I mean, that was a good team fight for Team 9-1-1 as they started the team fight before Khalid went in with a raging sandstorm to kill Angela. But I think in the blue buff area, there's a lot of skirmish going on, and that's again circling strike from. Never mind, Zuxian with the passive alpha charge will get taken down. With the alpha charge, Khalid overactions and I'm offended coming in from Ruby, getting two people stun, and Kenpachi getting the kill, I suppose. Yep, this fight was also good coming from Team 9-1-1 because they are not stopping right now. I think they are again going in, and I think again this time, but penalty zone is there, but nobody holds, and that Tesla will die. Meanwhile, we can see okay, wants to kill, bringing Sandstorm, going into the four people, but remember Alpha is there also, and our Lord, sorry, not Alpha, but our Lord is there with the hard guard of Angela. So we have a very, very good team fight coming in from 9-1-1 once again because they started in a blue buff. They baited out the ultimates. They again capitalized on that mistake. Flicker was used by Khalid. And now the level difference, if you see from both the junglers, Alpha is a prox level 10. Yes, he is level 10. And if you see the jungler of the team Red, that's a PGF, put God first, it's level 8. But see, look at Night C plays still in trouble. Bruno again getting down. Bruno has been, I think, 3 times he died already. And again, the fight is up, Smiling.
Yep, and the gangs are not looking in the favor of God's favorite child because Khalid might be in trouble and will be taken down by the trophy. Unstoppable coming in for Alpha. Rizla going down, but that Zuxin has no stop. She just wants to make sure that that Lantern Fair is just pulling off the people and making sure they're out of the turret. Godlike going in for that. Arlott at this point, Bruno and Vexana will have to retreat, but there is no retreat because that Zuxin is chase them off so hard, but yeah, they are dominating so good. The goal difference is 10k, and it's not even the lot time. Come on, it's just the third turtle.
No.
So they are like going in so hard. The domination is so violated at this point. Khalid is trying really hard, but not so great. There is a dominant side coming in for that Arlott, and who is going to stop that Arlott is my question at this point because just charging in wildly, making sure that they retreat at this point. The plus point here is that Zuxin, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, she is just making sure those lanterns are connected. They are just picked off and thrown not any other side but towards their teammate side. But the fights are already begun. Ruby going in on the top. There is a mid fight as well. The tower will be taken down, but there is no stopping there, is there?
Oh.
Khalid might be in trouble, and will be taken down by that Arlott legendary coming in. Whoa, Alpha just going in between those tiers with that Angela. I mean, is this a very hard poke? But yeah, they will just retreat.
I need to
That
point
could
out the stats given by Arlott and Ruby are on point. Look at that. Ruby is going in again. Kenpachi living up to his name again. BBB is going in with that final slash. They're getting, oh my god, did he just took out Vexana from her turret? Yep, that's Vexana, but she will be surviving with that flicker. And just saying, Ruby plus Arlott combination in this match is on point. And Khalid going with circling strike, but nobody holds there. Again, Alpha with the Alpha charge will be taken down. And it's a godlike for Alpha. And again, look at Ruby, and that's a beautiful again set coming in from Ruby. They will be giving double kill to Alpha this time. And I think now the fights are not that much. The Lord is going to be up in just 30 seconds time. Till then I can talk about the itemization also. If you see, there is a prox, I think 13k difference between both the teams. So yeah, that's a lot. If we see to the blue side, Zuxin has already got their 2 items at the COD, Clock of Destiny, with that glowing on. And look at the Thunder Belt from Ruby is just here on top because she has built the Thunder Belt. Look at the passive of the Thunder Belt helping the Ruby, and along with the all out with the Thunder Belt. Passive Thunder Belt, is very, very good to stack up when you build it in the first phase of the game. And that's beautifully done by Team 9-1-1. However, PGF, they have got a Thunder Belt from this, what do you call it, Khalid. But their jungler, that's a Suyo, just have built Hunter Strike, is not getting time to build the second item. They are severely lacking in damage. I don't know what they will do if they come in this lot fight.
Yep, and Khalid might be in trouble, almost missing that ultimate, but yep, they are going in for the Lord. It's going to be a quite easy Lord, to be honest, because look at the gold difference. I mean, it's just 10 minutes in the game, and they're leading with 14k gold, which is a huge difference, and the domination at this point is so high. But I don't think God's favorite child here can do anything because right now 911 is on fire. They are calling out the shots. They are doing everything possible. The push is coming. They are focusing on their objectives. They are making sure they get in everything. The question here lies is this lot going to be enough to, just get the end? I mean, the mid tier protection is almost gone, and on the top, it's gone right now. So it's going to be quite easy because there are minions charging, and these are not all to the enhanced Lord minions, but they are huge. The push is going to be quite easy, and with that Ruby just going in with the pull. I mean, Khalid and Drizzle charging in together. There goes Ruby with the huge pull,
Oh,
getting that legendary double kill, triple kill, and a
triple.
minion the Maniac Ruby will steal the kill. Vexana will be using Flicker into the base, making sure
Hey,
Lucian
you.
has gone down, but that was just a lot of tower damage, guys. Whoa, legendary. I mean,
Ooh.
I thought they would get Maniac. Come on, I was really hoping this
I
team actually
mean,
gets some amount of Maniac, but this tower is going to be, and the game is going to end in just 11 minutes, 8 seconds. I mean, come on. How hardly can you throw the game away, is my question.
if you see, the previous match was like 8 minutes or maybe 9 minutes. So I mean, we got the 2 minutes more fun. So yep, that's good. And if you talk about the, the item, not the itemization, just the data of the lobby. If we see that Intermission has 79% team fight percent. Meanwhile, the Maniac Alpha, I think Alpha, got the. It's like we just saw the instant karma in this game because Alpha stole the Maniac of the R Lord. But who stole the Maniac from Alpha? It's going to be Ruby. But beautifully played by Team 9. And I think these are the new teams that they are here to make their names. And yep, I think they are in a very good path with their names. But meanwhile, I think Numi has joined us. So, Numi, what do you have to say about this game?
This match was so interesting. I actually like watching this match. And one with those triple kills, like early triple kills, that was like truly incredible. And I really think that Alpha deserved that savage in that last, team fight. But well, it looks like Vexana didn't want to give them either like maniacs or savages or anything. But anyways, guys, please download MOBA Legends 5v5, and also the registration is still open if you want to take part in this tournament and have a chance to grab that prize pool of $3,000, so now, let's can you guys wait for a second, be with us for a while we wait for another match to start.
Yep. Meanwhile, I just want to point out something, Solski. See, the thing is, both the teams had really great draft, but again, God's favorite child had really good meta draft, but they couldn't pull off. So it's not just, picking up the huge meta heroes. It also matters that you have a proper lineup, you know when to gank, you know when to retreat, and that is where I think they kind of had lost the miscommunication, and that's where they lost the whole game.
Yep, and I think there is a saying in MLB. I mean, it's my my point of view and my quote that mastery over meta. That's all.
Yep, I completely agree with that. And as Nomi said, this was the game number 4, and we will be back shortly with the game number 5. So stay tuned, guys. It was good to have you people here, and you'll be watching quite a few interesting teams coming up. So stay tuned, keep up the chat live, and we will be back soon with another game.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Northeast Cup. This is powered by Bat Night Esports. Now we are already at match number 5 of this exciting day number 4 of this tournament. This is round number 1, guys. Elimination side. So whoever gets out is out. Meanwhile, though, joined with me on the casters desk is Soul Sky as well as Yumena. Say hello, you guys.
Well, thank you for the beautiful introduction, Jenks. And yep, as you mentioned, this is the match. This is a qualifiers, and whoever gets out is out. But this time, revenge of others and versus Uchiha clan. I think Sasuke has a separate fan base, but I think these are the new teams. So I mean, we have to see that they are here for making their names for make the names in this tournament. So I'm hoping that we are here to witness an exciting match as this is stakes are high and both the teams are here to give their all.
That is true, but we do have to talk about a few things. Like recently, I just saw that the prize pool was released. Yumena, did you see that? The prize pool.
Oh God, the prize pool gave me an heart attack. I mean, after the revelation of a prize pool like that, I think all the teams are going to go neck to neck in this tournament. We have seen a lot of new upcoming teams coming on the tournament, and a few of them actually defeating top squads such as Starters Esports. We saw what happened on day 3. So I think it's going to be quite exciting with
I
the
am not the only
$3,000 on the
one
stake
bound by
right
these
now.
chains.
That is true, and I'm sure the teams are excited as well. We're going to talk about more about these two teams as soon as the match is done. We're going to go right into the draft pick. Soul Sky as well as Yumena here with you casting for this match. This is going to be match number 5 of today. Take it away, you guys.
Thank you,
Who
Jinx,
said
for
time
giving
was
us
short
the
as
stage. But
life?
now we
I
are
literally
here with
invented
Miss
one.
Yumena, and we will be moving towards the draft. And this time, on the right side is
Still
going to be
waters
Revenge
run
over
deep.
this, and Uchiha clan going to be on the
The
red
immortal
side.
one
But
chose
we
me
are
to
already
vanquish
in
the
the first
shadows that
banning
plague this
phase, and
world.
look at them. They're just not waiting and just
Light
banning within
will
5 seconds
fall
mark. And
free
look at
to
that.
shatter.
Already bans are up. And I think three bans are already up. We are moving towards the first picking phase. So please, Yumena, what do you have to say about the bans?
I mean, all the perma ban heroes, on the position on the ban side. Quite interesting, the Argus ban coming in, but I do know
Sun
the
rises when
team
I give the
coming in from
word.
Revenge of the Others. Quite known players, Soul Sky, if you ask me. So I do understand where the Argus ban is coming from since we do have an Argus player onto the side of Revenge of Others. But surprising enough, they leave the Khalid open, which is like a
So, who's
90%, which has
next?
a 90% pick rate at this point, because you do have the mobility. He can, be really useful onto the team fights. He provides so much utilization to your team that you do not want to leave him open. But I think we'll
3,000
have to see how
worlds.
team Uchiha
I'm not a
clan plays
single worthy
around this
foe.
team composition, because they have the sun picked up as an answer with the petrify coming in for that Khalid onto the EXP lane. We do
Fleeting
know
as a
the lane
smoke
clearing
floats the
ability
breath,
that Sun
with
has is
kindness
quite
as a
strong
glacier's heart.
right from the early game. So what do you have to say? Like, the drafting phase, Soul Sky is going on really
Everything
quickly
engulfed
compared
in
to what we
flames.
are seeing or have been seeing in the past tournaments.
Exactly. Like I'm not accustomed to seeing this fast drafting phase, but we are already in the second banning phase, and now you see they have picked EXP for EXP in this match, Mage for Mage. However, Martis is there, and I suppose if Martis is there and Martis have Flicker, we will have to wait till the last draft. Maybe he changed to Retribution, but for now he has not picked the Retribution, so we will have to see whether Khalid is roam and Martis EXP, or maybe Martis is jungle, Khalid EXP, or some other roam. But now we are in the second banning phase. One tank is up from both the side. That's going to be Kufra from the blue, Revenge of Others, and you have, yeah, as you mentioned that they are good players. And I suppose we should not underestimate Uchiha clan as because they have the name of one of the greatest clan in the Naruto. And I hope to see some good, what do you call it? I forgot. Nine Tails coming. Okay, my bad. I haven't watched yet Naruto. But
Damn.
yep, Dark Tiger has the last ban. And last ban for Team Blue, Revenge of Others, has Super Van. And I'm okay. There's a small announcement from
The
my side
soul
that
of
both the
iron
teams belongs to
burns
Tripura,
as
right?
steel.
So yep, and there's going to be a battle between two of the I mean, new teams here. I think I'm just hoping whoever steals the show
My
is gonna take my
mission
heart
is
here.
to protect
So now the bans
lives.
are up already. Human, what do you have to say about both the bans?
I mean, they could have gone for a Claude ban because Team Revenge for Others right now is lacking onto the goal lane unless you're going to put the Martyrs onto the goal lane, which does not sit well. If you look at the team composition coming in, I mean, they are going for a dive comp. You know, you have the Aurora, you have the Khalid with the Raging Sandstorms, and then the Martyrs to finish them off. So they could have gone for a Claude ban, but I think the Gato ban also makes sense. But for what? Because they already, have the EXP lane picked up. They are going to go ahead and pick out that Hayabusa, so we are quite sure that the sun is onto the EXP lane. Meanwhile, quite interesting. I mean, three fighters coming in from the side of Revenge of Others, Soul Sky, and they are hovering onto that Nathan with the Retribution. I mean, this is quite interesting. Like,
Oh,
whoa, a YSS after years. I am not used to seeing. I mean, he is strong, but they have to wait for the late game. I think they are going to capitalize on the early game potential that is going to come in from the Khalid and the Martis. I think they are going to play around that team comp. I'm not really sure. I think the Khalid is going to go onto the roam position because you do have two fighters already onto your team. And a Khalid roam is quite viable in this meta, Soul Sky. What do you have to say about that? I mean, they do look scary. You have the Aurora as well onto your team, to counter the dive that is going to come in from Uchiha clan. I mean, quite strong. Not really sure about the picks coming in from the side of Uchiha as of now.
I mean, if you see, Revenge of Others has impressed me because I think this is going to be a match between not Revenge of Others versus Uchiha Clan but mastery over meta, because as you mentioned, because we are seeing YS's pick after quite long years, and I'm all for it because if he plays YS's like none other, he may able to win this match, but we will have to wait. As we are on the loading screen, guys, I welcome you all again to the Northeast Cup, which is powered by Battle Night Esport, and this is the qualifiers round one, day four. And please consider like, share, subscribe, and stream. And we will be witnessing a beautiful match, exciting match right away. When we go into the land of dawn. And I'm exciting for this match as we will move on to the land of dawn because Revenge of Others on the blue side versus Uchiha Clan on the red side, and both the teams belong to Tripura, and both the teams are starting with that standard jungle rotation. So I need to ask you, man, at this time, do you think we are here to witness an exciting gameplay coming from the YSS team Revenge of Others?
Hoping to see a really nice gameplay to come in from Revenge of Others. They do have the biases, but then I am quite scared with the Hayabusa because he has the early snowball potential. Meanwhile, YSS, you kind of have to wait for that, mid to late game window for him to come online. But as an answer, they to the early game, they do have the Martis. We do know that with his ultimate, he can capitalize onto that kills. The pokes that are coming in from Revenge of Others. But wait a minute,
Yeah, I see. There will be a hailstorm there. Hailstorm will make Kogisaki fall back. That's going to be the Melissa. However, the freeze is there right on point, just clearing the waves, helping the Alucard take that wave first. Now, okay, that's a gold lane Alucard. Oh, that's my bad. I just noticed. But meanwhile, you can see in the EXP lane, sun is quite low. Meanwhile, Mortal Coil is there from Artis. Artis might be in danger here, but first blood will go towards the Khalid. When Shadow Kill coming in from
oh,
from Hayabusa, Martis will get down there, and we might be okay. They are not backing up; they are going in. But yep, this will be the fight for the early game, and the turtle is going to be up in 30 seconds.
is Martis playing Rome, Soul Sky? Because I
Yep.
see him going onto the mid lane, and we kind of expected the Khalid to be onto the roam position. Not quite sure about that because he already gave out the
Yeah.
first blood coming in from the side of Team Revenge for Others. Really interesting draft. I mean, I don't have any other word coming in for Team Revenge for Others right now. Meanwhile, Team Uchiha trying to capitalize onto that early game potential, but Hayabusa onto the goal lane. Meanwhile, when the objective is right onto the map, really not sure about that rotation coming in from the side of Uchiha, and a free turtle going to um Super One right there. You do not want him to snowball because the kind of damage that YSS is able to dish out, if you are able to, pull him off in a team composition like this. Ooh, that Sun. Meanwhile, getting caught off in a really risky position, Solskjaer.
I mean, that's a decimation right there, but I think he still has that reset of the decimation as he got the kill of the Sun in the EXP lane. Meanwhile, we can see Abyssitizy going in. What a name, man. What a name. What a rhyming name, to be honest. But meanwhile, Kiyotaka is a little bit in trouble. However, Valir will join in with that ultimate, but no. This time, man, look at that YS's passive damage right there. Okay, that was my bad. That was a clone. He fooled me. But yep, that's all for the team fight. But yeah, I mean, okay. That Alucard might be in trouble in the gold lane. However, we can see a good positioning for Martes, and Martes is going in and using the decimation. However, Alucard got the kill. Decimation left the Medusa with the slither of HP. Alucard will take care of the job there. And I think that's for the team fight. Never mind. Look at that. Super Cave is in the position. Hailstorm. Super Cave will be falling back for now. And look at that. He is there. And that's the ultimate from... And she might be using her passive there. And there's a raging sandstorm coming to the save of the Aurora. What a shot call coming in from Aurora on point. And look at that. Device is going in with that passive. Oh, sorry, not her. Okay. That's Khalid.
Man, the skins look quite similar to the YSS Epic. I mean, I kind of get you, but wait a minute. They're not leaving this Melissa alone.
Oh. I think they got Melissa 2 times in this 1 minute mark, that's all.
I mean, look at the rotation coming in from the side of Revenge of Others. The Khali is rotating onto the bot. Meanwhile, Mart is taking care. Ooh, the Aurora went down. I mean, I did not quite see that coming, but they are communicating really well. I think it's showing onto the map. Their presence is quite good. They do have the rotation as well coming in. I mean, quite fast with the Khalid. The passive that he has onto him makes him rotate really fast. I mean, they do have the upper hand. I kind of now understand why the Martis is onto the roam position. I mean, if you pull it off, you can pull it off. If you don't, it could have looked really bad for them. But I think right now it's kind of working with the decimation coming in. You have a lot of poke from the side of Team Revenge for Others right now.
Look at in the gold lane side, we are seeing a 5-man gang coming from the side of Revenge of Others. I don't know why they are taking so much revenge from the Uchiha clan right there. I mean, I need to read the story, but we are in here, and I look at a Super One actually dashing out a lot of damage, not just to tanks, just what all the people of the Team Red side. And look at that, the Frigid Glacier caughting Hayabusa off guard will take care of the job there. And meanwhile, Sun with a Snake Tower there, but will be getting caught by the Alucard with that Khalid. And Alucard getting the kill and killing spree Alucard. And remember, guys, he is the gold laner Alucard. And now the team fight is over. Yumina, please.
I mean, a gold lane Alucard did give him quite space to farm up. We do know that Alucard needs his itemization to scale up from mid to late game. The kind of sustain that is going to come from him is also really nasty. You have a full dive comp. Look at that. What can you do against that? It's a full dive comp coming in from Revenge of Others, Solskjaer.
I mean, they picked, the Belric for anti-dive. I think they're okay. Never mind. Meanwhile, in the gold lane side, Melissa getting picked off again, I suppose. And I think it was in the mid lane. I didn't see the map. I was, focusing on where I was in the top lane side. So, yep, Melissa again getting picked off. The main point is she has already died 4 times in just 6-minute mark. If you see, that's approx 1.25 minute, death per minute, to be honest. Like 1.25 seconds, she's dying. But we can see Kiyotaka is right there with a shadow kill. Superman will again at the Raging Sandstorm, getting the 2 people on decimation again, and might be using decimation again to the Melissa. Purify has been used by Valir, but will be not useful so because triple kill, and with that flicker escape, what a cold kill coming from Martis. But we can see in the top lane again a teaser kill coming from Alucard. That's all. Wipe out from the side of Team Revenge of Others to Uchiha clan, and they are in danger right now.
I mean, the kind of gameplay coming in from all 3 fighters, along with the
Okay.
Aurora. That was a really sneaky frigid glacier, but I have to point it out, Soul Sky. They are giving a really big window for that YSS to farm up Superman, having a great time. He does not have to deal with the Hayabusa. He's already shut down even before the team fight starts. He is having a great time into the jungle, farming up those items. Going to look quite scary, and the sun yet again falling down onto the hands of Alucard right there.
And that's a shadow kill to the Martis, but Martis was saved by Khalid, but will not be again saved as a Shuriken will get the kill with the Sky Piercer passive. But remember, the fight is not over. That's a Frigid Glacier Flicker combo from Aurora, getting the kill to her teammates. That's going to YSS Yi Shun Sin, and Yi Shun Sin with the vision from the ultimate, using his crossbow to deal the damage to Belric. And look at it, Belric. If he hadn't used his vengeance, he would have died there.
I do agree with you, and right now I think Team Revenge of Others is doing a great job, in my opinion, capitalizing on that early game potential that they had. Super Kev in a very risky position right there, but I think the Martyrs is going to show up quiet on time along with that conceal play. Really clutch coming in from him. I mean, look at the Hayabusa. Unstoppable. It's just over for Team Uchiha as of now, Soul Sky.
I mean, they belong to the one of the hardest working anime that I have half watched. So yeah, maybe they pull out some ninjutsu or maybe something others to counter that. But we can see a godlike from the Alucard, and Martis will be getting down, but getting the kill off that. But there is Sun with his doppelgangers will be not dealing a lot of damage because they are a lot low in form, and I think we are not getting the time to discuss about the itemization because fight is going on here and there. So Yumina, what do you have to say about the itemization?
I mean, both the teams quite good. I mean, the Valir is on the Ice Queen wand. I would have preferred a glowing wand because the kind of sustain that is coming in from the side of Team Revenge of Others needs to be countered in some way. You do need that anti heal onto your team, which Beleric is still onto, not quite completed, giving a very big window for Team Revenge of Others, to capitalize on their itemizations right now coming in. I think Uchiha clan still needs to wait, for their item spikes. They do have the potential, but at this point, it just does not look good for them. The Bellery getting poked out even before the team fight is starting. Look at that, Soul Sky.
I mean, the needles are with the Melissa, but they are really stitching out Belric one by one. Whenever he comes out of his domain, why you came out of your domain, we will cut you, and they cut the Belric down. And I suppose Revenge of Others, I don't know, I think I know that whose revenge they are taking. I think they idolize that Toby Rama, but never mind, we will moving on. Melissa getting picked off again, and she has died 7 times in just 10-minute mark. Again, that's death per minute kind of thing. Approximately 1.25 seconds if I calculate it calculatedly. But never mind, moving on. And you can see, I mean, the Lord is marching from the middle lane side. And that's going to we see a possible comeback coming from the side of Team Uchiha Clan. What do you have to say, Yumeda?
I mean, a good ultimate from the Beleric, the DPS from the Sun, but the Beleric needs to survive. Ooh!
Okay, that's Khalid getting down this time in the beginning of the fight. However, Dark Tiger will also get down. We can see Alucard going in with a Frigid Glacier. Alucard getting the legendary of that Hayabusa. Mart is getting the kill of Melissa again, and Valir taking down that Martis with the turret damage, and we can see again, close call. Will there be an emblem? No, and close call for Sun, and I think that might be okay. Ultimate coming in from Alucard, but nobody holds there. Valir with a good stun right there. Sun going in with the doppelganger, getting the shutdown of Alucard. Okay, now the team fight is over. I would say it's a good defense coming from the side of Team Uchiha Clan.
Really nice defense. I mean, with the vengeance coming in from that Beleric, he was not able to sustain, but I think they gave them a little bit of time to, get rid of those minions, and it was just, a tier 1 Lord again, Dark Tiger getting fought off yet again like that, but this time we'll be able to survive. Meanwhile, the Sun has already picked up on his Dragon's Spear. I think they are, getting farmed up onto those items, but Abyss easy trying to be a menace to their tank as of now, Soul Sky. I mean, they are trying to play around their goal lead. They need to make sure. really nice
Oh,
frosty winds coming in from Aurora right there. I don't think Sun saw that coming.
I mean, you if you see, that was a very bad luck for that son because he got caught from that phase like off guard. He was like not in the position. But meanwhile, they I think that they look at the recall don't they have the map control, they have the gold control also, and I think that's approx 10k goal defender.
Ah,
Meanwhile, Belric
forget
will
about
not
that.
take that. Belric with the ultimate. Meanwhile, you can see Melissa might be in danger. Melissa will be backing off for now. Shadow kill coming in from the Hayabusa, clearing out the minions. But wait, Alucard, okay, so the circling strike coming from Khalid. Again, recall Tom right there. Immortality will be bought by Dark Tiger, the Belric. And Sun is just trying to defend the upper, like the top lane of the gold lane inhibitor. A Lord is up, Bias is in the Lord side. Possibly you can see a team fight or not. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of few seconds to be honest. So Yumina, do you think if they get the second Lord, will they able to defend the Team Uchiha clan?
It looks really difficult to me because they lost both of their bot and the mid inhibitor. Team Revenge of Others trying to get the top inhibitor, but wait.
Oh, raising Sandstorm to three people there, stunning three people. Meanwhile, Mart is getting down from Belred's taunt, and Hayabusa coming back from that region again, going back to the base. I think Alucard is stuck there, but look at the passive damage coming in from YSS Yi Shun Shin, and Alucard again went too inside. Will be facing consequences for that. Will be getting down in the before team fight. I think Lord will be coming soon. Now the YSS bought just Winter Crown. Maybe we can see a freeze gameplay coming in from YSS. Dark Tiger again trying to hold on. Doppelganger he has been used, but the Frigid Glacier getting that good way to be honest coming from YSS. YSS getting the double kill and Melissa getting the kill with the needle shatter. And Abyss is might be in danger. No, Abyss is the Lord is in the crystal of the team red. That's the Uchiha clan. Will we see a possible comeback or will we see an end for the Uchiha clan right here? That's a close call as we can see. Taunt has been used from Belek just there. They are giving all out to defend their base. And I think that's a good defense to be honest. But it's all not over as there are teams approaching to their base. So Yumina, what do you have to say about this team fight?
Could have ended it early if there was not that
Oh,
much of overextension. Ooh,
that's a frigid glacier. Now taking down one, no, two people, but this time they took down their base. Good team fight, to be honest. Beautiful. And there is I think a code if I remember. The teamwork can make your dream work. So I think that's how what we saw from Revenge of Others air in this match. Match number 5, I suppose.
match number 5 indeed, but it did not look like a dual-sided match for me, Soul Sky. I mean, they put the Martyrs on the wrong position. Their game plan was to, have the decimation, have the pokes coming in from Super Kev onto that Aurora, the rotation. They depended onto the rotation from the Khalid. Really nice trust coming in from, internally um, inside the team. But team Uchiha clan did have a quite good answer. I mean, you had the Beleric, you had um, the sun on your team, but you couldn't do anything because you were being shut down right early on from the start. Gave really good window for Super One to snowball in time. And look, he's on to just two deaths. He had his Sky Piercer, it was stacked up. What are you going to do against a team composition who is quite farmed up, with the sustain also coming in, because the Valir Quiet did not build the glowing wand as the first itemization. You can see the Ice Queen wand coming in as the first item. You did need the anti heal, but they were quite late on it. We did see the item spike, kind of showing onto the first lord. The defense was really good coming in. They kind of defended the second lord as well, but the impatience was kind of showing off Soul Sky. I mean, they could have extended. They did not play around the Melissa, is what I feel like is lacking from them in this team composition from their side.
Yep, exactly. You just spoke my mind. And I think Jinx has joined us. So Jinx, did you watch the match?
He did, I did. I mean, match number five definitely goes to Revenge of Others, right? Complete domination on the Uchiha clan. They're dead just like in the manga. Now, I do have to ask, Sol, Yumena already gave us what she thought of the items, right? I want to ask you, what do you think, right? Where did the Uchiha clan go wrong?
I mean, if you look at it, there was no synergy, to be honest, from Uchiha clan, because when we saw the first kill going towards Revenge of Others, they were still scattered. And when the team fight was happening, like the objective, they didn't focus on objective in this game at all. Because I think, suppose all the three turtles goes towards the team Revenge of Others, if I'm not wrong. So and now the turtle of goes with you till the game ends. So all the three turtle shield, that's a lot to take in. So yep, that's where they went wrong. I think synergy like was not on point, to be honest, and the itemization were like itemization was on point, but they couldn't build it because they were lacking a lot behind the goal, like approx 10k behind in the 12 minutes mark also. So I think that's where their team Uchiha went, and also the teamwork make the dream work, and it was correctly said by we can say that Revenge of Others literally shows the meaning of this quote.
That is true, Soul. I mean, I agree with you completely. But you may not, one more thing. When we're talking about itemizations, right? Have you ever seen an Aurora roam and an Alucard gold lane? Like, it was something so surprising that you don't expect from teams. But this is the time, right? This is the time you want them to be showing you something new.
They were looking to play around the team composition where, the Aurora dishes out the poke damage and you have the Martyrs onto the med to use the decimation and secure those early game kills so that they have the goal lead onto their side. Because they had a YSS onto the jungle. He needs time, to come online. He needs those itemizations before he can come onto the team fight. So they drafted around it quite well. They put Alucard onto the goal position because he needs the itemization spike as well, to have that sustain onto him. So that was really smart. The Khalid onto the EXP lane was smart because he has that rotation potential coming in from his passive. We do know that he can rotate from top to mid. He was even able to rotate onto the goal lane. Meanwhile, the Martyrs took care of the top lane while the Khalid, rotated onto the goal lane. So that is the kind of team synergy that we are talking about in this Northeast Cup that we want to see. If you are picking a team comp, you need to know how to play around it, because if this team composition would have failed, it would have failed really bad with the YSS onto the jungle, because we do know the Hayabusa, the Sun, they do have the potential to shut him down early on from the game, but they shut down the Hayabusa instead. So I think that gave them an upper hand right early on from the start.
I agree, agree. And there you have it, guys. From the casters themselves, Revenge of Others win this match. They go on to the next round, and we are going to be right back with you in the next match. Take the short break, download the game from the Play Store MOBA 5v5, and join this tournament as well because registration is still open. Stay with us, guys. We're going to be right back.
asleep with the sirens out. There's blood on my hands. Somebody save me from myself. I'm off of the meds and it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? Run for your life, cause it might get hideous. Why so serious? It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine Hollywood person. Hollywood person. Ain't got no place to call my own. Feels like I'm better off alone. So sad inside and hopeless. These Hollywood hoes never notice. Can't get back up. Girl, I miss you. Can't get back up. Girl, I miss you. Somehow I woke up out in Beverly, fucked up, smelling like that bourbon. And I end up alone. I'm not certain. Yeah, the girls impolite in the club every night. That's how it goes when you Hollywood perfect.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part
dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, life destroyed. Until I woke awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes. How much can I take? My mind will break. Will it break? Can I take? Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Superhero. Superhero.
Yeah, love, yeah. You must walk on water, cause I'm drowning and you made it. Met you on the corner, first in love, it was payday. Candy colored nails, match the candy coated bands. I needed your contact, my eyes bugging out my head, cause you hot as shit. Nah, I just the African. Not no bottom, top notch out of here. Love me like I love myself, love it when she smile at me. White teeth with a heart of gold, and I'ma put a diamond in it. Ring, 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 love calling me. Ring like the camera is free when she calling me. Ring, 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 love calling me. Ain't gon' pay a man to pick you up, you stay down for me. Eyes closed, arms out, flying. Red Bull, babe, you give me wings, pilot. Girl, I love your voice, sound like love calling it. Love called again, and I ain't miss a call yet. And I ain't miss a call yet.
you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah, take you like a pill.
You stole my heart of gold after my silver soul. Can you dig any deeper now? I gave you all I own, put you on this golden throne, but I'm a little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Northeast Cup online qualifiers, and we're back with the last match of the evening. The two matches were actually forfeited by teams Fubuki and Team Infinity Warriors. So the matches between Village Boys and Fubuki and Infinity Warriors and Selangor Red Giants is not going to be happening tonight. This is going to be the final match for today, and we hope that we have your attention, cuz right now these two teams have lost in on that $3,000 prize pool. Yes, guys, the prize pool has been announced and it's $3,000. Well, anyways, this is now day four, round one, elimination format, and it's going to be against teams One Last Dance and ABM. Alongside me is the casters Jinx and Scared Yet. But before we go on to the caster desk, download MOBA 5v5 from the Play Store and join in on the action. The registrations for the tournament are still online, and we'll see you guys in this match. Talking about that, hey, Jinx, Scared Yet? How's it going for you guys? How's this beautiful evening treating you?
mean, it's not that beautiful in Bangalore as of now. I mean, it's been pouring, I think, from 6 o'clock. So I'm still dealing with it. I'm not sure what's scared it though.
I'm pretty sure that you might be actually having, that chai pakode that you always love to, specifically in those rainy days. And honestly, what's better than again witnessing a game of the side of ABM after all? I mean, it's the LAN tournament that's online, the first LAN of Mobile Legends 5v5, an opportunity no one wants to miss out there. Isn't that right, Crucifix?
Yes, sir. It's a $3,000 winning prize for the winning team, of course. And this game is going to be really exciting because ABM is here. I've not heard of One Last Dance. Scared Yet? Could you just fill me in on One Last Dance's previous performances and give me some insights onto ABM?
To be very honest, One Last Dance, they seem to be like a new and upcoming team, the underdogs. So we haven't really seen a lot of performances from them. If anything, I think so. This is like the first time of them stepping up in any major tournament as such. And we're talking about them facing off against the side of ABM. This team has been performing in every single tournament. And if anything, we always see them in the grand finals, Crucifix.
Well, then again, ABM is always that one defining moment away from victory. And I hope that One Last Dance actually gets in on the prize too, because to be fair, I'm one to support the underdogs. What about you, Jinx? What do you think about this game? How's it gonna run out?
I'm just sort of hoping it's not one last dance, is the last dance in the Northeast Cup, right? I hope they have something new to show us. I mean, I'm always rooting for the underdogs, and ABM, I mean, we know how good they are, so you can't really say much about them as of now, right? They're amazing. The team fight capabilities, they've been playing together for quite a long time. So let's hope that one last dance can keep up with them and not get completely dominated. I'm rooting for them, but I don't want to give them the Castles curse.
Fair. To be fair, again, I would say that a lot of respect bands are gonna come on to the side of One Last Dance. And like you said, we hope it's not their last dance tonight.
Hopefully so. Hopefully so. Again, really excited to see what this underdog team is now going to pull off on the table as well. When the stakes are high, that's when the best shine. And the diamonds, the shiniest diamonds, come out of a heavy, rough rubble there, we always know. For all the people who don't really know how diamonds are formed, now that's again, you've got to study chemistry out there. But either ways, Crucifix, I'm really excited to see how this entire segment is going to run out, specifically for both of these teams.
Both of these teams look like they're actually in on an Aurora ban. What do you think? The drafting has started, and I'm going to be honest with you. This looks pretty promising. It's all the meta heroes, and I don't think respect bans are going to happen today. But it's all right because the most strongest teams need the strongest compositions in drafts. Like I always say, it's 60% based on.
I kind of
Okay,
agree on this point. Yes, I 100% agree, Crucifix, about the fact that 60% of the entire game just depends on the draft and how solid it is and how solid draft you pull in for yourself. But again, there are still those macros and micro plays that always come into play, and ABM is the one that is a bit solid onto that one. But I guess you might have to say yes, bye bye, Crucifix, because again, the drafting is up and going, and both of these teams are just super ready, don't you think?
yep. Now, take it away, Jinx. Scared yet? This is all for you.
All right, Scarlett, we're ready to go. I mean, Crucifix was talking about the bans, right? He said we're going to see a lot of respect bans coming in for the side of Team ABM. But what are you
Sound
really going to ban,
rises when I
right?
give
They
the
have been
word.
playing this game for a long time, right? They have such a big hero pool that you ban out one hero, they're going to pick five others. And especially, you have to notice Jay and Ryu, right? They can always switch that jungle role up between them. So, can you really respect ban their heroes out?
I don't really feel like, because again, if you try to respect ban their heroes, you might as well run out of bans, but you won't run out of the amount of heroes that they both can actually play in. So I think it's just trying to prioritize a few ones that they really are broken on is a good idea. But since I'm seeing a Minsathar ban coming in
The
already
hunt
alongside with a Khalid,
begins.
I'm also expecting some a lot of dashing heroes on the side of one
Had it
last
perfect.
chance. Yeah, probably
My
something like a
kiss
Harith per se, but
grants you
they actually pick up and prioritize
immortality
the Alice for the
or
first
death.
pick.
That is true, Alice, right?
We
But
make your
I
time
was just
stretch.
thinking
I
about
hope
this,
to
right?
finish line
Alice on
extremely
that
hard.
Angela. I mean, Angela on the Alice is going to be
Magic
amazing.
is
But
more
Abim saw
like
right through that. They pick it up. We're going to see that Angela mid lane or maybe even the roam. We have to wait and watch. But that Harry gets picked out as well. And look at that. The Fovius is banned out. The Minsita is banned out. That means free dashing for Harry.
Yeah, it might have basically bit them in the back by not prioritizing something along the lines. Plus, there's not a Ruby available too. So I think so. Harith yet again comes down as one of the best picks for the gold lane, unless we will see Drax move on to that specific lane too. But here's the thing, an Alice into the gold lane, if you pick it up, you really know that the
You will
scaling is
lose
going to take
everything
some
in the
time,
wind.
because what previously used to happen was that Alice would collect
I am the
the orbs,
priestess of
and
primal
sometimes you would
lightning,
just
the
double
hunter of
feed it
all the
to
evil
get those extra
gods.
bit of orbs and early farm. But that's just not the case right now. You have to wait for the itemization. So yes, in the gold lane, you can have those early items, probably the first one within 3.5 minutes if you're farming really good. But eventually, for the further items, you have to be a part of those team fights, and therefore, the priority of the Winter Crown is basically a must.
That is true, Alice. I think a few changes on her, right? I think especially she got changed to an sort of like she
The
scales
immortal
through her
one
levels.
chose me to
So that
vanquish
is
the
something we need to watch
shadows
out
that
for. If you put
plague
her in the
this
gold lane,
world.
she becomes sort of a ticking time bomb. But if she gets continuously ganked, right, she's going to be pretty useless. She's going to be really now we have to look at the other picks here. So you gets picked away by the side of
Hope will
Team
find a
ABM and
way,
Edith
even when
from
all
the
is
side of One
forlorn.
Last Dance. As well as the Ling Hyper coming in here. That means the Hayabusa is
Yeah,
open to the side of Team ABM. Vexana gets banned out. Are we
you
going
know,
to see an Aurora ban or not?
they actually picked up a Suyu, so I don't really feel like we're going to see any kind of Hayabusa come in. And since Aurora was already banned out, we've also got the Vixana ban coming in. They're trying to prioritize the mid laners. That means this Angela is definitely a mid lane Angela. So you might as well want to ban out a few more roamers that can actually cause a bit of a problem for that lane. Maybe something along the lines of a Jawhead, because Apex
True
likes to
love
play that.
is
Carmilla
like
as well.
blood.
I was about to say it, because Apex again is really comfortable on that. But looking at the lineup that ABM is bringing, I will not be surprised if they try and prioritize the high loss for Apex for that full glorious pathway dive in, and Ryu will probably stick back on that Irisla.
That is true, but look at that. We're going to see a J jungle this time around. That means Ryu goes EXP, right? We were talking about it. They switch up their roles. It's sort of like 50-50, right? The team on the opposite side doesn't really know who's going to be the jungle. So, what are we banning out? Are we banning out fighters? Are we banning out the assassins? They don't know. But now, looking at the bans, right? So far, from the side of Team One Last Dance, I do like the picks, right? A lot of front lane, a lot of tankiness,
My
and the
mission
damage
is to
is there.
protect lives.
Edith,
Hmm.
is he going to be in the EXP? Is it going to be in the Rome? But that Hylos gets banned out by the Seraph team ABM. I mean, you were talking about it. You thought Apex was going to pick up the Hylos.
I mean, that would have kind of made sense with this
Go
Angela
ahead.
Harith combination. And yes, I mentioned about the Jawhead as well. So it's a Carmilla and a Jawhead ban. But you still have got quite a few options, right? You also have a Kaja that could
Mhm.
eventually be picked up for that room. Or you
My
could,
inner
of
light
course,
will
pick up a
instruct me.
Tigreal. Make sure that you create problems for Charin onto that link. That's also one of the crucial picks too. And Apex quietly just locks in, understanding that on the other side as well, this Edith can very well go into that EXP lane. You basically banned out most of the
Minotaur
important
will
picks there,
finish
locking
off
in the
what was
draft early
left
on with the
undone.
Valentina along with the Minotaur. I do kinda like it. You've got a pseudo dive composition in, and as well as a full-fledged engaging comp with the Edith. I'm, you know what? I'm actually down for it, because with the Valentina, you can steal away all the important ultimates that are going to be coming in from the other side. If you really want, you can steal up the hard card too, or you could probably take the implosion up for yourself. Ryu onto that CC. So the curtain's call is going to be crucial, but who are you going to catch with the curtain call is going to be important as well at the same time. So it basically is very simple for ABM. They're gonna wait for Apex to give the initiation, and then they'll all just burst in. Just that's a full-fledged one dive in comp. For the other side, they're gonna try and kite around a bit, and then make sure they prioritize the target while also breaking in the fight into multiple paths. Only and only in that case will we probably see one last dance take up that entire fight in their own favor. But ladies and gentlemen, all the speculations are now going to be kept aside as we move into the land of dawn. It's going to be one last dance up against ABM on the blue side and red side respectively. Let's see which one of them will get the win.
I'm excited for this cadet. I mean, I love the drafts, and especially from One Last Dance, I do like the drafts, especially that Valentina pick. I think she's definitely going to be the key player this time around, right? But we're talking about it, how we expect the drafts to run out. Meanwhile, the Apex, you're pulling that Minotaur towards his team. Anyways, even the Valentina could be the initiator, right? With the Minotaur, like they both could go in and they could do the implosion as a reverse instead, and that might actually work out in their favor. And that's why I like the draft so much. Like now, like I said during before the match, I don't want to jinx them, but I just hope they know what they're doing this time around, because ABM is definitely a tough team to compete against.
That's just a smart play coming in from One Last Stance as well. Understanding that, as you mentioned, ABM is a very tough nut to crack. They're also stealing away all the neutral camps and the neutral objectives. And I like the way how Charon is constantly fast farming, plus how J6 is panning out wherever Apex is going. Radium is going to get that Go Crab as well, getting himself an early bit of a goal lead in his own favor. Charon wants to jump in for that and wait, but Apex understanding that play. The priority for ABM is entirely different. They want to take control of that top side. Now here's the thing. You really want Jay to have an early few picks to make sure that he's now then snowballing with a blade surge constantly. And again, with Abhi into that mid lane, you need Apex to be present there, or at least Jay to be there to help him clear out those waves.
I agree with you, right? Angela mid lane does lack a bit in damage. She's amazing those team fights, but the damage in mid lane is where it differentiates, because Valentina is going to be able to rotate much, much faster. And look at that, she's already in top lane clearing out those minions along with Edith, just so that Tigreal, and Minotaur can share that mid lane gold, right? Get that level 4 ready for that turtle. Might maybe we just see the first team fight of this game. Meanwhile, the Ling here going to be taking his purple buff, and look at that, they're ready for that turtle.
Yeah, good macro coming in from their side. And the implosion already stolen away. Beautiful onward play comes in along with the Tempest of Blades. And that's such a cheeky first blood. That's, again, a lack of coordination coming in from the side of ABM, or you could just say that they were caught by surprise. A lovely macro management of the resources, Jinx, as you mentioned. And with that, we've got an early priority in the hands of One Last Dance, but the goal lead is still in favor of ABM.
That is true. I mean, Jay is doing an amazing. He's having a good time in the jungle here. Meanwhile, though, Tigger once again caught out, has to retreat there. Valentina doing great. Right, she has a priority over the mid lane, especially over the Angela, like we are talking about, right? The difference in take that as well.
Indeed, Sharon wants to jump in, try to take Abhi down as well. Does he have the Tempest of Blades? He absolutely does. Will try to run away too, but no, says Jay. Will manage to catch him and take him down. That's a mid laner for a jungler. Sharon jumping in a bit too deep now. Bit more than what he could chew.
And the mid laner in question here is Angela, right? I mean, what do you expect from the Angela? You're not expecting her to deal the damage. You expect her to be there for those team fights. Right? So as long as she has the level 4, she is good to go. But losing out the link, that's where it really is going to start to hurt them. Now they're going to do a rotation towards the bottom lane, and this is what I was thinking about, right? You want to be locking down the Harith and not let him get farmed up. Alice does take a bit longer than Harith to level up, but that Harith, especially since you don't have anyone to actually lock him down, since he has that Purify, he's the one you should be targeting. And I do not see any rotation towards him, and it's already 4 minutes into the game.
Yeah, ABM have got the priority. They are constantly putting the pressure over towards the bottom part of the map. Even though early on Geo wanted to rotate over towards the top side, Apex was the one who was constantly giving vision to Radium. And they don't have any sort of issues with giving away the first turtle, but the second one is where things are going to begin. But another pick might come in, but Jay just dashes out. Implosion already used up. And there we go. Ryu also jumping into the counter call, catching in a couple of more people. Just a poke damage coming in whatsoever with the Yo-Yo Blitz too. He will move backwards, but at the same time, Sharon now needs someone to provide him another opening. You still have the Minoan Fury, but the Implosion comes in, connects down as well on the perfect play, and the turtle has been stolen away by Jay. He will be taking it down as Ryu is now the man with the hard guard on top of him, as Radium did drop in the Salmon Fort. Will finally be taken down, but more than what he could chew eventually, as Drag tries to cast them on with the Blood Ode, going in for the chases as well. But the constant poke and the kiting coming in from Ryu is the one that's actually helping them out, as well as the big chunk of damage now being dealt in. Still the immobilize effect. Drag seems to be in trouble. The man is out of mana and probably out of the health bar as well, as he gets taken down. And Jay, in the meantime, using that opportunity, takes down the tier 1 up top. A big win for ABM.
That is true, and Ling almost chunked out the bottom lane inhibitor in return, right? And Apex was there to push away those minions. But Alice, I feel like just overextension, right? Overstay. She could have just retreated way earlier when she knew she was not able to kill those. Kill the CC or the Tigreal and the Angela, because Angela was just constantly healing them up. Should have retreated, and that was where it really starting to hurt them. As of now, they're going to do a rotation towards the top though, but they'll lose that bottom lane inhibitor to Radium. Look at that mid lane.
Ryu seems to be in trouble as well at the same time, as the hard card comes into play over towards the top. Still, they manage to catch him, and Abhi will also fall. Beautiful dive coming in from the side of One Last Dance, but over in the mid, as you mentioned, Jinx, they've taken down the mid tier 1-2. That means now this purple buff is accessible for Jay. So Sharon will have to take it so swiftly, so very fast, because Jay is already level 11. He's one level ahead of Sharon. He's been farming perfectly. And this is the strength whenever you've got Suyu into the jungle. This man is just going to make sure that he quickly clears out the camp. If I'm not wrong, he's also one of the fastest clearing junglers out there, apart from a Nolan.
That is true. He's right next to Nolan in that jungle clear, right? Now ABM,
Oh my
rotation,
god.
another gank on the Palace.
Yeah, he seems to be dead right now. There's no way he's going to be surviving. Just a few more damage balls, and that's exactly what took him down. Radium constantly dashing in, but the flicker forward. Implosion comes in, trying to catch Apex, but this is the man who's the front line. He'll happily give the life for his team to run away. Jay, right now with the hard card on top of him, wants to go for the re-engage as well. This is exactly what they needed. There's no more Minion Fury available whatsoever, but they still got the anti-heal effect coming into the plays. Another Salmon Force coming in, and that's going to be the big chunk of damage, finally taking them down. But Sharon shuts down Jay. A big drop in that HP bar, as Radium will be the second one to fall. Limeline will be the man who will be taken down by the Yo-Yo Blitz, but Ryu with the vengeance is going to try and survive for as long as possible, as Abhi constantly goes in for the heals. And this is a beautiful flicker from the man, but Drax joins in the fight at the perfect time to push back Ryu and Apex for Sharon to survive. Such an extended fight, but eventually falling in favor of One Last Dance.
I agree with you. I'm impressed, right? The link is on point here. Might just get this turtle as well, because look at that. Jay is taking his purple. He is coming back for the turtle. Might see another skirmish here.
To be another fight, and the Jay steals away the turtle as the Implosion in the back catches 3. But there we go. Timeline goes for his own play. Tempest plays into onto the top of the players in the Salmon Force as well. Does not matter as the trades go back and forth. But Ling is constantly fighting. The hard guard of Jay is still keeping him survive, helping him survive. Abhi man in action, but they lose 3 or just 2.
Yeah,
Jay
nice.
survives, but Charon has fallen.
That is true, but did you see the save by Edith? Uh, as soon as the Suyu came up, that was really good, right? I do have to say, the Sarah team one last dance really showing us what they're capable of this time around, right? Always ready for the team fights. They know what they're doing this time around. But one thing they're not doing is definitely taking those objectives. Right? They're getting the totals, but at this point, I'm expecting them to start pushing down the lanes because one thing that ABM is really good at is exerting that map pressure. Look at that bottom lane. All the tier 1 inhibitors are gone, and it's going to start affecting them eventually if they choose to start invading.
Now, the big point about ABM, which you mentioned as well, is the fact that they don't really have wave clear. The only person who can clear those waves fast is Radium. And if
Hmm.
you look on the other side, one last dance, you've got Sharon who can do that, you've got Drax who can do that properly, even Timeline to some extent can clear out those waves properly. So you can have those extremities pressure and make sure that your side lanes are basically pushing towards the other side every single moment. Though Jay just wanting to poke Sharon a little out there. Had he got that stun onto him, we probably might have seen him force the Blade Surge too, but that's
Yeah.
not going to be the case right now. Now, again, it just seems to be the case where ABM, in terms of the map presence, they've got phenomenal one because Apex is all constantly there, but J6 finally scouting him out, and Radium and Apex are just gonna move backwards.
That is true, and you don't want to be taking any one-on-one fights here right now because that Angela is available. There's going to be a two-on-one as soon as you engage, right? Now, first lord of this match is up, so you is in top lane. This might just be a chance for them to take that lord up, but I don't think they have the damage to be chunking that down because look at that, very fast rotation. As soon as they realize the self team one last dance wants that lord.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. It's going to be another reset though, but the flicker, implosion, timeline catches none. And so does Apex. He's like, I'll do you one better. And Charin feels the Lord away. Force out there. Now they just need to run away. They just need to retreat. But wait a second. They're freely fighting in. Radium, he's going to be deleted as well. Can't really tank in all the damage coming in from the primal form as well as Charin is up. He gets traded in the back. Gets deleted. But Ryu and Jay want revenge. They want vengeance. They are the Batman out here in wild open. Or Shatterer catching none. Simon trying to run away, but the Yo-Yo Blitz will get that shut down. OJ almost catching Charon in at the perfect time, but a second too late. The Lord will march towards the top, and this will finally help turn this map blue.
That is true. Look at that bottom lane that gets chunked down by those minions. They might just get the mid lane as well because there's only a CC there to clear up that minion wave. A lot just does get burst down pretty quickly. But like we were talking about, right, Scared, that Valentina pick is really helping the Seraphine one last dance, right? She is always on point with those ultimates. She knows which one to steal, and she is definitely making the difference in those team fights. And you have to give the kudos away to that Link, right? He knows his target priority. It's either the Angela or it's the Harith, and Radio is not able to do much this time around. He does have a good kill count, but look at his death with only 4.
Yeah, that indeed is true. And he made a very late Sky Piercer. I was looking at the itemization of Charon, and
Mhm.
he's made 5th item as the Sky Piercer. So I don't really feel like if that's the best, but okay. If in case he actually catches a few more picks, maybe it might help him out because it's going to take a long time for him to stack on to at least the 40 or 50 stacks. But here's the thing. Jay finally making his own Sea Halberd as well, trying to get that anti-heal on point. Now, you don't really want to take any kind of individual battles. I wanted to have a look at Drax's items to see if he's made in the glowing bond as well. And it just seems like they haven't. They only have got one anti-heal apart from J6's dominance ice, and that's Timeline's glowing bond. So if these two people are not in the fight, that means Angela with the hard guard is just going to be so very annoying, specifically with the Flask of Oasis as well.
It is true. Hopefully they get the itemizations back on point. But one more thing they do need to look out for, right? Maybe send that link away on some split pushing because it's already like you don't want that harder to scale up. You don't want the Suyu to scale up. It's going to start affecting you late game unless you can catch them in those implosions, right? Send away the link. He is good at split pushing and do a 4-to-1 rotation. Meanwhile, though, they need to take that mid lane. We're going to see a bit of a dance here, trying to see who's going to show themselves first. Maybe a one-on-one in bottom lane as well. Look at that Ling waiting out the Suyu. Second Lord of this match is going to be up. It's going to be a Luminous Lord. Whoever gets this is going to get a lot of turrets. We have to wait and watch who's going to take the first bite at that Lord. What do you think, Scarlett? What do you think is the next, step for the side of team? One last dance or ABM?
Yeah, so one last dance. They're just trying to catch at least one person on the other side. They had a very good positioning over in the mid push as well, but eventually had to leave that space. Jay and Apex are the ones who take it away. No one gets tagged in by that Blood Ode, so you know that they might actually be in that bush, but you've got just no clue about that. Apex, his implosion has already been stolen away by Timeline too. They're just setting a few things up. But here's the thing. I agree with the point that you said. You have to send Sharon onto those split pushes. Jay is constantly doing that. The far lane is now going to push. While yet again, Sharon has been taking his own buff. They are going to lose the tier 2 on the bottom side just to the minions. That's going to apply some more pressure onto them. This means that ABM can actually try and force down this Lord very quickly.
Yeah.
Fleeting time by Abhi as well. So that means you've got to be wary of the assist that he receives. They're going to chunk down this Lord so very fast though, but there's still a
Yeah, I
soft
mean,
reset.
that is true. I mean, as soon as they saw that Ling was clearing up that bottom lane and minions, they started taking that lot. They realized he cleared it and they retreated. I think they just wanted to sort of do a bit of poking, do wait and watch, see where the side of team One Last Dances is. Because of that, they're in those bushes. They've not moved from those bushes for quite a bit, right? You could have done so much by now, right? Move around, guys. Like, yeah. Okay, now Valentina, she heard me, I think.
Yeah, indeed, that is true. But wait a second. Jay trying to catch a stun out there. Again, the Minoan Fury, but it only catches Apex. If they want to just burst him down in an instant, they managed to do that as well. Salmon goes in between 5 radium. That's a big mistake as even the hard card was used up. No assist coming in, and it's going to be Ryu who falls next. A triple kill for Simon. The man in action, the myth and the legend. Catches them down and they'll be chunking this mid tier 2 as well. Will take the turrets. Do they really want to just jump in and end? That is the big question. They don't really have the wave to do that, but now can eventually return for that Lord. But hold on a second, Jinx. Only 5 more seconds for Apex to now jump back in. If Jay buys a few more seconds, he might actually be there on time.
True, and the Valentina damage is on point. Just zoning him away. He's going to prioritize that red buff instead. Scared it. This is eliminations, right? It's almost an upset here. ABM definitely a fan favorite. And look at that One Last Dance giving them a run for their money. They got a few turtles, in the start of the game. They got 2 lords already. It's definitely the link, right, as well as the Valentina picks that are coming into play. I do have to give kudos to the Minotaur as well and the Edith. I mean, to all of them, honestly, all of them, they're doing amazing. Now, as long as they link up those lanes, do a good push, they might just get a few of those last remaining inhibitors. I don't think they're going to end the game this soon, but I do think they're going to get a very good advantage.
Oh, Charon, man, it's gonna run away.
Initiate.
Jay force his Tempest of Blades out early on, and that is a big win for ABM because now they have a chance at defending. But as we mentioned, they don't really have a good amount of wave clear, so their mid inhibitor should eventually fall, and Timeline makes sure that it actually does. Apex is as well just there, but he's not being able to get any sorts of big implosion plays, and that's the exact thing that we mentioned as well, Jinx. We were talking about that the only win condition of ABM is in fact that Apex lands in the implosion and then you pair it up with a curtain call of Ryu and it's all into Radiant Zam and Force, but Timeline, beautiful flicker play. They catch Jay and tier 2 on top is also going to fall. Apex can't do anything but rather just see. It just seems that the ABM have been outdrafted in this game.
That is true. Like we were talking about, right? You need that implosion from the side of Team ABM, but look at that One Last Dance. They have the Minotaur, they have the Valentina, both of which can engage at any time they want, right? And that's what they're doing. They're waiting for one of them to engage. Either the Valentina goes in first, or we see J6, engaging. they have that CC, right? They have that team fight capabilities, and that's what they're prioritizing as of now, right? They're never alone. They're not taking those one-on-one fights, other than the little skirmish with Ling and Suyu in top lane, right? They are definitely sticking together and using their draft to their advantage. I think that's where the side of Team ABM is lacking. Especially one other thing is that Radium is getting caught out by that Link again and again, right? He's not able to do much this time around, and he's probably one of the only few people on his team that can actually do anything at this point, other than the Suyu.
I agree, but the composition is basically like full on dive in composition with Ryu paired up on a hero that actually is very good in kiting and re-engaging, but they're just not getting, you could say, the micro plays correct with the draft that they have, and that's the big problem. Because
Yeah, I think
yeah,
Yeah, I think Apex also missed a few of his implosions. I think that's where it really started hurt them. We're going to see the third Lord dance of this match now.
oh, a big knockup from the Minoan Fury. Apex has been taken down, but the immortality popped up yet again. Jay from behind can catch actually a few more people as Shadow is the first one to fall. He goes in for a double kill as Zaman Force and the chrono dashes of Radium catches one more. A big play from ABM. Moving from behind, catching them out, and now pushing in through mid. They've got a big wave coming in, and that's 30 to 40 more seconds for everyone to hop back up. No more holy shield for the tower 2. Everything is just falling out of place. There's 11 seconds for the wave to spawn, and they're going to force down the crystal. ABM from the brink of defeat pull themselves back up in the game, which they were supposed to lose. But what a way to end things out.
That is true. I mean, the last fight, they really pulled it together, right? They pulled it together. They had those itemizations, and they also had that team fight. Now we're back on the desk with Crucifix here. Crucifix, how do you think? What do you think?
That was insane. I actually expected One Last Dance to get that win easy peasy. But the moment they re engaged onto that fight, APM got it all covered. They had the vision from the, I don't know what that's called, but the base, when you stand on it and bam, you get vision onto one side of the jungle. That thing, the moment they had that, they engaged, came back, re engaged, and totally got it under control. That was insane. What do you guys think?
Absolutely phenomenal. Again, that's all I'll say. They were never supposed to win any head on fights just because of the amount of crowd control there was on the other side. You had the Minoan Furies knock up, you also had the Earth Shatterer, the Primal Form would deal a lot of damage in that AoE as well, and then you constantly had the Blood Ord Alice jumping in on top of you, finishing all of them off. And you pair everything up together, that's just a lot of damage for you to sustain through. And with how timeline was constantly catching in people through the sacred hammer, it was just phenomenal performance from One Last Dance. But the last flank of Jay, he came in late at the fight and just obliterated the backline.
Yeah, I mean that is true, but I do have to say one thing though. The previous team fights that we saw One Last Dance win, it was definitely where they engaged first, right? And this time around, Apex was the one who engaged, got his team with him, and they took that victory. Didn't even need the Lord, right? Ended it pretty quickly as well. They had those itemizations, and they were good in that team fight. But I have to give the kudos to One Last Dance. They almost gave ABM a run for their money.
Yep, they actually did. And to be fair, this was, in fact, One Last Dance's last dance, and that's totally fine. What else do you guys think? Do you guys have any insights about this game? Is there anything that you would want to say?
It's just the fact that eventually you could see that the gods were struggling too. ABM was struggling during the entire game, but it's just how tenacious you have to be to try and take the win. How much resilience can you show? How longer can you sustain is what always gets you. They knew their win condition, and that one backstab just closed the doors for One Last Dance, and it eventually ended up being One Last Dance.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
sir. And and the only thing that matters is that one last team fight where you actually end it. Talking about ending, the stream is ending now, guys. Get on to Mobile 5v5 and download this game. Registrations are still open, and we'll see you next time. for another exciting set of matches that will leave you starstruck like this one. See you.